Hey, this is Elliot Boots, and you're listening to No Name RC Podcast.
Nitro is the glory. Welcome to the No Name RC Podcast with your host tonight, Keenan White, aka Lefty the Great, and if you are unlucky, the Finnish village idiot, JQ. This is the RC Podcast with no name, but plenty of content. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious bench racing.
Yes, indeed, Nitro is the glory, but E-Buggy pays the bills. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 25 of the No Name RC Podcast. It's your host, Keenan White, a.k.a. Lefty the Great. And guess what? We're at quarter of a century right now. That's pretty impressive. I never thought we'd get this far. I say that about every milestone we make, but I'm pretty happy that we're at episode 25. Next up is 50. Well, really, it's 25 episodes of the No Name RC Podcast and 7 of the Starting Grid podcast. So yeah, it's still over over 30 podcasts. But you know what? I couldn't do it without you guys, the supporters of the No Name RC Podcast, the guys who send me messages encouraging me to do this, who I meet at these races, who give me lots of love. I really appreciate it, and I do it all for you guys because, you know, I enjoy talking about RC, and you guys, I don't know how you guys do it, but you listen to my voice for so long, and I appreciate it. And I couldn't get to episode 25 without you guys, so I dedicate this podcast to you guys that listen and support. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're almost at 1,700 likes on Facebook. Let's make that 2,000. By the end of summer. That's giving us plenty of time. So, yeah. Thank you all. Thank you all to the sponsors of this podcast. Assault RC for the Assault RC Invisible Speed segment. FastRace.com for the 10 question, 10 second segment. And of course, our new sponsor, which has probably shocked a lot of people in the RC world, Techno RC for the Grassroots Racer Spotlight, which is really popular. I want to thank Techno and Matt Walter for contacting me to be a part of this. I think this shows that we are competitors and we can work together. Maybe we should follow suit and other things. But thank you to Techno for coming on board. Thank you for the people that have contacted me to be on that segment. I've been recording like crazy. And if you really want to be on it, just hit me up, man. I'm enjoying meeting people and talking to them and hearing them talk about RC as well. The segments are meant to be 15 to 20 minutes, but we've pretty much gone over each time. So it is what it is, man. You know, when I used to listen to podcasts, I always wanted to talk and I wasn't able to. So I kind of wanted to do this for the guys like me who listen to these podcasts and want to do something. So that said, thank you to all my JQ family out there. You know, I just came back from SilverState. Got to hang out with a bunch of you guys. Jeff Pfeiffer, Will Smith, Julius, Keith Henry, of course, the Ghani, Bobby Moore, Mike Hill, the New Mexico crew, Mike and Shannon and DJ. Got to see my boy Chance all over again. Doesn't drive JQ, but hangs out with the New Mexico guys. Them guys are wild. Love them guys. Lots of love for those guys. The Bearded Wonders, Paul Summer Mariba, who was smart enough to pit outside with Phil Souza and his awesome son Hayden, who I got to meet. Also, to all the people that I met at SilverState, you guys made that trip worth it. You know, I got to sit off and talk with a lot of people. Showed me a lot of love for the podcast, showed me how much they like it. I really appreciate that, man. Met a cool bunch of guys from outside in Colorado who were all pitting outside. Had a Jägermeister machine. Awesome bunch of guys. Reconnected with some people that I haven't seen for years. Tej, Coach, Nigel Townsend. Haven't seen that guy for a long time. Got to talk to him. I enjoyed SilverState. I enjoyed the racing of SilverState. The man was fun, was great. Enjoyed that. Congratulations to Elliot Boots. Obviously, we also had the RCGP. Congratulations to the people behind RCGP. That was, in my opinion, a complete success. Congratulations to Ungaro. Looking forward to Austria in 3 weeks' time. It's going to be even better. Some new drivers coming in. Real off-road type of track. It's going to be great. So can't wait for the production. Congrats to Matt and Nick on the awesome post-production. It's really good. Really, really good. Before, I would also like to say shout out to Brent Densford, Beach RC, JQ Racing USA distributor. Thank you, dude. Without you as well, we couldn't be doing what we're doing. You've been really influential, and I thank you for your help. Beach RC, Brent and Beach RC are really awesome. Shout out to Andrew Rennick at Model Tune. He's doing a good job over there in the UK. And of course, Jerome Chambon, our European distributor over there in France, Donuts Racing. Awesome job. But once again, big shout out and thank you to all my JQ family from around the world. Thank you. Couldn't do this or I wouldn't be in this spot if it wasn't for you guys and your support and your belief in what we're doing. With that said, as you guys know, I went to SilverState. It was different and first time. Well, I've been to Vegas before, but this is like my first time really experiencing Vegas. And oh man, Vegas is pretty amazing. It's alive 24/7. It's just crazy. Wow, that's all I can say. I had fun. I didn't gamble much. I lost about $20 on the machines. That's all about the gamble I did. But Vegas did get me on the last day we stayed there. I lost my wallet, man. I was so upset. I had about $150 in it. Luckily, all my credit cards and stuff, I've been waiting for them to come from home, so they were not included. Lost my license. It was so silly how I lost it. It was just outside, sitting off, talking. And I took it out to get something, and I put it by my side, and I just completely forgot about it because we were so excited talking about what we're going to do that evening, go hanging out and, get some food and, just chilling out. And it kind of just ruined my last night with my friends in Vegas. But hey, man, that's how it goes. Vegas gets you somehow, some way. Lost a lot of memorable things in my wallet, but hey, it was my own stupidity. And, that's how things go sometimes. Thank you to all the guys who helped me get out to SilverState. I really appreciate it. You know who you are. I ain't got to mention names. And, hey, thank you, man. It was good to see people and good to hang out with you, man. You really, I say this in the podcast later on, but one of the things I love about RC is going to these races, meeting people that are passionate about RC, having a beer with them, talking, and just getting to meet new people. And I like to meet people from all around the world and just talk and listen to them and say what they have to say. So thank you to all the people that I met. It was truly an honor. If you haven't friended me on Facebook, please friend me. I like to stay in contact with everybody. If you guys are interested in being on the Techno RC Grassroots Racer Spotlight, hit me up. I'm working hard on it, busy recording, trying to get things done and whatnot. So such is life. So this week's podcast, we have one guy that really impressed me at SilverState. He's impressed me the last few weeks. Joao Figueiredo. I know I'm butchering his name. Young kid from Portugal. He's starting to make his name. He did really well at SilverState. He ended up finishing 4th. So he came on the podcast. We talked randomly. I love it. It's a good kid. Thank you for coming on, Joao. Joseph and I sit off and talk about SilverState and RCGP. We have the Assault RC Invisible Speed segment, of course. No rant this week, as you can see, little things. We've had enough negativity in RC this week, so we don't need not negativity. Not that the rants are negative. We offer criticism with solutions and hopefully get results, which is something I talk about later. And all good, man. I got this fundraiser that I'm doing. The first people we're going to talk to are actually Corbin Showers and Joey Showers, the Showers family from El Paso. They own Sun City RC Raceway, a really great family. If you guys don't know Corbin's an avid racer. He's confined to a wheelchair. He suffers from muscular dystrophy. They're having a race in 2 weeks, and all proceeds from that race goes to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And I have started a small fundraiser for that. Thanks to the Positive RC movement, Andrew Rizzo He helped me do that. And basically, so next week I'm trying to raise about $500, as much as I can. And I'm going to do the Packy Chip Challenge on Facebook Live next week, Wednesday. I actually got this chip from Michael Norris and the guys when I went to El Paso. Joseph and I actually went to El Paso last year on our USA tour. We had fun. We stopped. We met these, it was just a great race. Lots of awesome people. The Showers family is really awesome. And they're doing this race. And all proceeds go to the MDA Foundation or Association. So I appreciate anybody's help with that. That Packy chip, I don't know. It's going to be hot going in. It's going to be hot coming out. But I think it's for a good cause, and I saved it for a special occasion. So without going on any further, I don't really have any more news. We do touch on RCGP. If you guys want to hear more about RCGP, you can check out the podcast I done last week with Joseph and Brent Densford, a recap of the race. I know there's negativity around it, but I've seen a lot more positive comments about it than anything. People's always going to be negative no matter what. We will have the rant coming back next week, and Jeff Keaton will be joining us, hopefully. A lot of people might be surprised over that, but he will be joining us. And, on to round 2, round 3 and 4. Lots of racing coming up over the next few weeks. We got AMS, Nats warm-up, Tri-City, Biddy, Euros warm-up, RCGP, Nationals. Wow. We just got a whole bunch of races coming up. And we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of guests lined up for the following weeks. I'm going to be a podcasting machine. Future of RC, Legends of RC, you name it. We're going to be talking to him and interviewing. So without further ado, I'm going to call up Corbin and Joey Showers, and they're going to talk about their upcoming fundraiser race at their track in El Paso. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. And hey, remember, try and help us out.
This is the ridiculous one, Jay Smoker, and you're listening to the No Name RC podcast. Ridiculous! Woo!
Today I've brought on 2 special guests. I met them last year. Joseph and I met them last year when we traveled to El Paso to meet our JQ racing team there, the boys from New Mexico. Jimmy and Jeff, Mike, DJ, Tim, Chris, Shannon, and Macau. I know I'm forgetting some people, but we traveled to El Paso and we went to SCRC, which is run by Joey Showers and his family, Corbin and Christian. Those of you that don't know who know who Corbin Showers is, he's pretty. I would say you're pretty popular in the race RC world, wouldn't you, Corbin?
I don't know about that, but I have a lot of friends around the world. So.
Yeah, that's cool. And Mr. Showers, I got to meet him. A very hard-working man, gets very excited when he's in the pits. They have an awesome track there in where's it to, Joey? It's like half in El Paso and half in another. It's like half in Texas and half in New Mexico or something like that.
Yeah, actually, the track is in New Mexico. Mm-hmm. The residence, it was Christian's house. As a matter of fact, I just bought this place yesterday.
Okay.
So the house and the pool are in Texas, and right behind the pool is the Texas-New Mexico line. So the track actually sits in Benton, New Mexico.
Okay.
But we call it Cantillo because that's the only address that we have.
Yeah. Well, we really had fun at the Border Wars race there. The people were nice. It was really like a lot of grassroots racing. Me, I like to have a beer, so we was able to drink a beer and just have a great time. You guys treated us really well, provided food for us. Joseph did his one-handed race while drinking a beer challenge. And then he tried to drive Corbin's car with his special joystick, and that he was like amazed how hard it was to do so. For those of you that don't know Corbin, he suffers from muscular dystrophy, correct?
Yes.
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 So Corbin is in a wheelchair. He has limited movement, but he still races RC cars. And I tell you what, he's pretty fast too. I can't beat you. So you guys have that awesome track there. You've had it for how long? How long have you had the track now?
The track will be 2 years old in June.
Okay, that's awesome.
So actually, actually that's not true, is it, Corbin? It's a year and a few months. I'm trying to rush things. Yeah. We opened all of last year, and then I guess we'll be at 2 years in November. That's when we had our first race, really. Okay. So yeah, it's relatively new, and Keenan, it started out just to be a practice track for Corbin. It's hard for him to travel like he used to. So, I wanted to get together and put a track together, since Christian had this property with 5 acres, and it was a motocross track. So we had good dirt. So, El Paso community and the RC community here is really good. We had unbelievably good. We had a bunch of guys step up and decided to make it a real track. Yeah, we were totally surprised and so thankful to the RC community here in El Paso.
That's good to see. You've had a few big races there. You have Tim's U.S. Open there, which got a lot of people there last year, which was great for you guys. And like I said, we attended the Border War race there, and we had a blast. But the reason we have you on this week is because you have a race coming up. It's on not this weekend, but the following weekend, the 24th to the 26th. It's called the Tri-State Championships, and I believe the proceeds go to the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
Yeah, that's correct. They've been a big part of Corbin's life. He was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy at 2 years old, and we didn't even know what that was. Right. So about when he was 4, I think, is when it started, with MDA lending us equipment, lending him wheelchairs, and just helping us get through the challenge of it for a long time. So we've kind of, as a family, always felt indebted to the MDA. So we've had this race over 3 tracks in about 7 to 8 years. Now it's, of course, going to be on our track. And then with Christian's son, my grandson is just a few months old. He's also been diagnosed with the same disease. So it's a very important race to us. Yes. And last year we raised $5,000 for them. I'm not sure we're going to get as many entries this year as we did last year, because there's a lot of racing going on around us. Some bigger races, of course, but whatever profits come out of it, we hand right over to them in appreciation to the MDA.
That's really cool, man. And like I said, you and your family are very nice people, and I want to help try and make this, if this little coming on this podcast and talking about this helps boost entries or helps raise some money for this, I'm all for it. I'm going to start a fundraiser, hopefully. The guys from the Positive RC group on Facebook, which is getting a lot of popular, are going to help me do it. I actually got this. I've had this packy chip that I got from Mike Norris and Shannon when I met them there last year in El Paso, and I've been waiting for a special time to actually use this. So my plan was, I actually want to start a fundraiser, raise a certain amount of money or as much as I can, and then I'll do a Facebook Live eating this packy chip, and then I'll probably, I don't know, go to the hospital afterwards. But that's all right. I don't know, it's all worth it, because I think this is a great cause for a great family. And I want to see, I want people to know about this, so maybe some more people can donate some money towards it and help you guys out. But tell us a little bit more about the race, because you actually have Bobby Moore from Trackmasters coming in to do a layout for you.
Yeah. Bobby will be here next Monday. He flies in the afternoon, and he'll be here throughout the week. He'll work on the track. It's going to be a total rebuild. He'll do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. and the El Paso group will get together, lay all the pipe down. The race will kick off Friday, which is the 24th, with open practice, and we may do some time practice. We have Kenny Brosh coming in as the race director.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. He changes things up actually from time to time just to make it more fun for the guys that attend. And again, this is a race where more so than anything, we want the guys to leave here with a smile. So whatever Kenny says goes.
Okay.
But we'll have qualifiers on Saturday all day, and the track is lighted, so we can race till, I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And then Sunday we'll have the mains, and got some. Stick at One has sponsored some really awesome plaques or trophies. Should be good.
Yeah, should be good. And it's a great family affair there. People are having fun. There's plenty of pit space around for everybody. There's places to wash your tires.
Yes, sir.
There's even a place to escape, the heat. I believe the little hut, you can go get some air conditioning there. Will you guys be doing?
Correct.
Will you guys be doing a dinner this year as well, or?
Yeah, I think we've got. I may be speaking out of turn here. I don't know for sure, but I believe Corbin's wife's mother is going to come, and she's Native American.
Yes, I enjoyed the food last year.
Some fabulous food.
Oh yeah, it was my first time. Yeah, it was my first time trying Native American cuisine. It was I enjoyed it, but I'm definitely a guy that likes his food. So, it was very good, man. I really wish you guys all the success. I hope people come by to support this because it is for a great cause, and you're gonna have fun at a great track, man. I really enjoyed racing on the track last year. It's one of the 3 races that I actually raced last year, and I had fun.
Well, thank you. Yeah, you were doing well.
Until I lost my wheel, like in 5 minutes in, and then Joseph took 20 minutes to put it back on. So, that's all good. Well,
that was by design. I think he took his time on purpose, and you can tell him I said that.
And then he blames me for wrecking the truck. He's like, "No, the truck is wrecked," and I was like, "Whatever, man. Stop your noise. You're always complaining."
Come on. It's Joseph. He doesn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, of course not. He never does anything wrong. All right, so just naming off a few of your sponsors here that I see on this sheet. Who would you like to thank that's helped you along with this race so far?
Well, of course, X-Ray, RC America, Hootie, big sponsors for it. VP Fuel, Proline, MKS Servos, Stick at One, Star City Hobbies. And 2 more today. We got Expert and McClan. I believe that's how you say it.
Yeah.
So got a list of sponsors. We're going to be doing raffle. That's another way we collect money for MDA. These guys all give us product, and we put it out there, sell some raffle tickets, and a lot of winners.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So Corbin, what's your prediction for the race winner? I should say, are there any top guys coming or faster guys from around the area coming?
We're trying to see if we can get Mike Trury and Tanner Denny.
Okay.
They're not confirmed yet, but I'm gonna have to go for my teammate Tad Georges.
Okay.
If he shows up, I think he's gonna win.
Was he the guy that flew the helicopter by the track when I was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's him. Yeah.
All right, cool. He's pretty good too. And hey, you're no slouch. Is Christian coming up for the race as well?
Yeah, got Christian is going to
announce the race.
Okay. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man.
Yeah. I got to throw out the guys too, Keenan. We got a really fast guy from Las Cruces, Mikey Shadoni.
Oh yeah.
And we've really stepped up our game since you were out here. I'll tell you.
Oh, that's
the racing
good.
community is doing well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed hanging out with. I met Darlin was there, and what's the other kid's name? Yeah, Jason was there, and then Kyle was at SilverState, so I ended up talking to them for a while. And then of course the Albuquerque crew was there, and I just like the whole vibe that whole area has when it comes to RC racing, man. And I wish you guys all the best. If anybody's interested in going to this race, just do it, because you're gonna have a good time, no matter what.
Oh, thank you.
And if you want to donate, I'll have my fundraiser up here probably within the next day or so. I got to talk to Andrew Rizzo. He's going to help me do it. And if you have any questions about this race, who can they contact?
Contact me, Joey Showers. Email is let's start over. The letter J, show, SHOW, 001 at Gmail. And or Corbin S, CORBYNS at Gmail. And we'll respond right away.
Okay.
Also, I want to say something, Keenan, since you're doing this, whatever you get in donations for MDA,
yes,
I will personally match that up to $500.
All right. That's cool. Hopefully,
so there you go.
Hopefully, I can raise more than that. We'll see what happens. We've got to get this going. Like I said, you guys treated us really well. I like what you guys are doing. You're very nice people, and this is for a great cause. And I support this, man. We need to come together and help each other out more in this industry. I'm a big proponent of that, and I don't think it's gonna. It's very little. It's very small what I'm doing, but I hope it can have some effect somehow. And
it means a lot. It means a lot, Keenan.
Yeah.
So tell the Albuquerque JQ crazy bunch to get themselves over here.
Oh yeah,
Dean and those guys. It's always a party when they show up.
Oh yeah, it was a party at SilverState too. So
all right, buddy.
All right, but I thank you for your time. Like I said, if anybody wants to contact you, they can contact you via email. If anybody has any questions and they don't email you, you can contact me, and then I'll be in communication with them. But let's make this a great race for these guys, or let's try and help them make some money for the the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Corbin, how about you? You feeling confident going into this race?
Yeah, man. With my new program this year, I'm more confident than ever.
That's
really comfortable with my.
You know what? You know what, man? You inspire me because you're pretty fast and you don't take no for an answer, and I admire seeing you out there racing. And Joseph tried to drive with your car, and it's so difficult. And your dad and his pit antics make me laugh because he gets so he gets so animated, and he gets so. But that's what dads do, man. So. Yeah. You're doing a good job, Mr. Showers.
Let me tell you this, too, Keenan. So JQ was arguing with me one of the many times, as you're aware.
Yes.
And he was telling me next time he gets to make it over here, he's going to be able to beat Corbin. So what I've done is I built a second radio.
Oh, yeah.
Corbin and JQ will be able to get on the driver's stand. We're going to put JQ in a chair, and he will have a radio, and he could drive his own car.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah, we'll just queue up the radio to his car, and by golly, we'll see.
He can't beat you, Corbin. He can't beat you. He can't do it. Sorry.
He won't get close.
I watched you out there whipping the other day, and I was like, man, I can't even do that if I wanted to do it. So kudos to you, man. It's awesome what you guys are doing, and I hope this is a success for you guys, and keep doing what you're doing, man. And I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the layout that you guys have and what Bobby does, because man, he's been doing some good work for a long time, and his tracks are pretty badass, man.
Yeah, they are badass.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Do you guys want to shout out or say thank you to anybody or say anything before we sign off?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Corbin. Sorry.
My sponsors. I want to thank my sponsors for all the help with my race and my racing program.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Showers?
Yeah, no, I just want to thank you guys and all the attention that you brought. Excuse me. And again, hit us up on Facebook, Sun City RC Raceway.
Yep. Go to their Facebook.
Follow us a little bit. We'll make your day a little brighter. We're sure of it.
Yeah, go to Sun City RC Raceway, or SCRC as I call it, on Facebook. I'll be sharing some more links and some more things over the next 2 weeks. And hey, let's get this fundraiser going, and let's make some money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, people. And
thank you, Keenan.
All right, guys. Well, you have a good evening, and we'll be in touch more as we get closer to the race.
Yeah, thanks
all right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You are now locked in to the Assault RC Invisible Speed segment. Check out AssaultRC.com for the latest products for all your performance RC needs. Featuring the best lubes and specialty tools on the market. Use promo code LEFTY19 at checkout for 10% off your entire order at AssaultRC.com.
Welcome to the Assault RC Invisible Speed segment. This is the segment dedicated to setup questions. If you have any questions for Joseph Quagrain, aka JQ, the village idiot from Finland, please post them up in the No Name RC podcast and we will get to them. So, Joseph, today's question comes from Connie Svensson from Sweden. He wants to know about upper link camber positions, how to affect roll center and camber gain, that combined with shock position, like laying them down or standing them up, and how to use this in different conditions. And go.
You know, these guys are way better than Jeff Keaton at trying to stump me. I mean, because these questions are, I mean, it's not a simple question, but I'll try and condense it, make it easy.
Please, don't go into super science mode.
Oh, God, yeah. Okay, so roll centers, he was asking about. The upper links, what to do there. Without getting too much into detail, people talk about high roll center or low roll center. So if we only talk about upper links, if you lower the link on the tower, you're raising the roll center. Raising the roll center means that the car will be more aggressive. It will roll less and faster. So it reaches a certain point and then it stiffens up, so it doesn't want to roll more. This is why the car feels more aggressive. So if you lower the front link, for example, on the front tower, the car will turn more aggressively into corners. If you lower the rear link on the rear tower, you'll also feel more steering, like the rear end might step out a bit faster in corners. Also, it will square up faster when you exit corners. But for me, the best way to tune with upper links is really to make the car feel more in the track or on the track. So in the track means that when you're driving around, let's say you hit a bump and the car goes up on two wheels, you just gas it more and it kind of saves itself. It doesn't want to flip over. So whenever you're on power, it doesn't want to flip over. With low roll centers, you can achieve that. So low roll center is when you raise the link on the tower. So with this sort of setup, the car won't want to flip over as easy. It's a lot better on high grip tracks for this reason. And that's the preferred setup. Then if you go with that setup to a low grip track, what can happen is the car kind of feels a bit too lazy. So you're a bit slow because it's lazy, it's easy to drive, but you kind of lack that aggressive initial acceleration and steering and sort of quickness, like speed. So that then you could raise the roll center, which helps for that. Then your car is more aggressive and you have more initial acceleration and you might be faster that way. So that's sort of how I would tune with the upper link. Like really simply put. If you want more of an in-depth explanation, you can check out my blog or the JQ website or the future guide that.
Actually, you done a really good Facebook Live about this too. That explains it really good.
Of them too.
I believe it's on YouTube. What about shocks, laying them down, standing them up, etc.?
Yeah. So for the shocks, basically, the more you stand up the shocks, the better the car will jump. It will jump more. It will jump higher, further. So that's one positive with standing your shocks up. Also, let's say you only stand up the rear shocks, you'll have less steering in hairpins. So the car will want to push a bit more in hairpins and make it makes the car feel a bit more stable because you have less steering in hairpins. Also, then when you get on the gas, the shocks are supporting the car more. So the rear end won't squat down. It won't want to get unstable. So if your car is feeling unstable and it's oversteering, that's one thing you could try. Just standing up the rear shocks a bit. It adds stability. Then laying down the shocks is good to smooth out the car. So if you want the car to handle some rough stuff a bit better on the track, if you want a bit more steering, if you want it to feel a bit smoother going around the track, you could try laying the shocks down. And laying the shocks down also jumps a bit less. It doesn't jump as much. So if that's not a problem, but so if jumping isn't a problem and you want the car to feel a bit less edgy, a bit smoother, a bit more calm, you could try laying the shocks down. And typically especially if you make bigger changes to the shock position, you need to perfect the piston and spring setup for that. So the same piston and spring doesn't necessarily work anymore. So if you have a laydown setup, you would need to find the right piston, oil, and spring combination for that. And then if you have a stand-up setup, you need to do the same for that. So
would you be going to, because obviously, I'm probably wrong, but correct me if I am right, if I'm not. When you lay down the shocks, you actually stiffen the suspension in some sort?
When you lay down the shocks, you have less pack. So I would rather talk about pack when you talk about standing up shocks or laying them down.
Okay, so
laying them down, you have less pack, so the chassis will slap more on landings. And then standing them up, it's different. So not only does it pop more off jump more, it also lands better because you have more pack essentially with stood up shocks.
Okay. Pretty cool. I actually have a quick question for you too. And I've kind of asked this before. I don't know if you've explained it to me. Are you finished talking about the I'm sure to ask, are you finished talking about the roll centers and whatnot?
I mean, we could go on for a whole podcast, but I guess I think that's enough.
Okay.
That's just one aspect of the tuning.
One of the questions I've had, and it's to our cars, the JQ cars, and what's the difference between inboard tow and outboard tow?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. On our car we can set both, and the way I feel on track is, if you need more rear grip but you still want to have steering, you add outboard tow. Mm-hmm. It seems like adding more inboard tow, the rear is locked in, you have rear grip but you lose a lot of steering. But when you add outboard tow, I always felt like I had more rear grip but I still had steering. And what I did notice was, I don't know then necessarily if it's because it's outboard tow or because it was so much tow when you had tow on the inside and on the hub. But I did notice that the car felt slower. It almost felt like I had drag brake. So I'm not sure if that was because I was running so much tow or if it was because of the 1 degree that I put in the hub. But I would say definitely the most corner speed you can have and the fastest car you can have is when you run the least amount of tow you can. So none in the hub and 1 to 1.5 degrees inboard towing.
Okay.
And I know it also affects bump handling, but honestly, I haven't really tested for that. I haven't been at a track with the right kind of bumps, really rough track, and then tried that. So the thing is that it changes the angle for the universal or CVD, so the dog bone angle in the rear. And we've talked about that before, how that affects the suspension on power. So adding the tow in the rear changes that. So it should have an effect on bump handling too. But I haven't tested that. I haven't witnessed that. So I'm not going to say anything about that.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Connie Swenson, for your question. I hope that answers it somewhat. Like I said, if you want to go into a little bit more in depth, Joseph actually has a really good Facebook Live about it on his on the YouTube channel. I think it's called Roll Center. I'm not sure. And
Yeah, that's the one.
yeah, and if you guys have any more questions for the Assault RC Invisible Speed segment, please hit me up or private message or find the post on the No Name RC podcast page. And we have a few more questions there, but we're trying to do one per week. So, we'll get to you if we haven't got to you yet. And thank you guys for sending in your questions. And remember, if you go to Assault RC, type in Lefty19, you get 10% off your order. Thank you, Assault RC, for sponsoring this segment.
Hi everyone, this is Mike Craddock and you're listening to the No Name RC podcast. Enjoy.
So, fresh off his 4th place finish at SilverState, we have probably one of the top drivers in Europe at the moment, Joao Figueiredo. Did I say your name right, Joao? Joao?
Yeah, that was all right. Better than some people, so.
So how do you say your name, man?
Joao Figueiredo.
Okay, yeah, I definitely can't do that.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I've known about you for a while now, since like 2015. You've kind of burst on the scene. You burst on the scene last year at DNC. You've had a pretty good 2019 so far. You've really had a really good SilverState. So I thought it'd be cool to get you on here and talk about it and talk about you. Hopefully people that don't know who you are will know who you are after this podcast. So that's great. But let's start with some history about you. Like, so your age. How old are you, dude?
I'm 22. I'm from Portugal. I live in the north of Portugal in a small town called Barcelos, which is actually like we have the most number of I don't know what's the name of it, but like small village inside this city. So we have the biggest in Portugal in the numbers.
Okay, like the biggest population.
So I mean we have, for example, like you have Nevada, you have Las Vegas, blah 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 blah, right? In Portugal, we do it by districts, more or less, and all that. So we have Barcelos, which is actually the biggest in numbers on those stuff. Like we have a lot of villages around us that are from our city.
Got you. I understand.
Yeah.
Like provinces, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
That was the name.
So you live in Portugal. A lot of people may not know, but there's actually quite a lot of great racers that have come out of Portugal. Definitely, I think most people know Bruno Coelho, but also Miguel Matthias. That's his name, right? Yeah. It's funny because every time we mention his name to older racers like Degani, even Joseph or these guys, they count Miguel Matthias as probably one of the best, most natural drivers to ever touch an RC car. So that's a pretty big compliment.
It was like when I started. So I started in this because of my dad. He actually ran before. He used to race. And by that time, he used to race against Miguel and all that people that time. And yeah, Miguel, my dad were kind of like my inspirations from here in Portugal.
I can see that. I can see that. So before we get into your early beginnings, we might as tell us a little bit about RC in Portugal. You had the Euros there last year. Even myself, I know you guys have a lot of cool tracks there, or I don't know if it's a lot, but I know racing is really big there in all forms. 8 scale, off-road, on-road. You told me this weekend you just raced 5th scale for the first time. So how would you compare racing in Portugal probably to the rest of Europe?
So actually this year we changed the federation in Portugal, like all the president and blah blah, all the staff from the federation was changed, and things are going different this year. We're trying to make it more professional, but last year's, I think, like people would take this like just a hobby, like people weren't like taking it professionally, you know. So, but the racing, like we have some tracks that people are really good at it, like some guys that probably people don't know are good. Other tracks, like it's always just me, Monteiro, Durães, Melo sometimes. When it was Miguel, with Miguel also. Now we are having some new kids coming up in the scene, which is good for us. But I think like the RC in Portugal in general, I think we are getting better now because we had like this. I think everyone had like these seasons that everything was just going downwards. People were getting off RC and all that, and we have actually some old guys coming back, which is good. But yeah, I think the scene now here in Portugal is getting better. Probably this year will be the best year for like, I don't know, 4 years now.
Okay.
We'll see.
I forgot about Montero. I don't know how to. I saw it. And the other guy, Durães. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty fast too.
Yeah, those are kind of now. Those are the guys that. So me, Durães, and Monteiro. We've been normally now the guys that are always like top 3 here in Portugal. So we're just playing around.
Yeah, but I think you travel more than them, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think right now, besides Bruno, that is always traveling, but he doesn't really do 1/8 scale. I think I'm like the second guy most traveled.
Yeah, I would say that you definitely are traveling a lot more now. Definitely in the last 2 years. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about your early beginnings in RC. You said your dad got you into RC. So when did you really, like, I would say, touch a controller and start racing?
So it was back in 2003. I had like, I don't know, 6-7 years maybe. And we started in 1/8 off-road scale. I was driving the Chrono car. I drove that brand for like, I don't know, 5 years or something. Then I had one like season or 2 seasons actually. Like I just drove rally game cars, which back in that time was like really, really good.
You mean like actual rally cars, scale looking cars?
No, rally game cars, like RC rally game. It's like the GT class of nowadays, but back at that time was not so developed maybe.
Was it on-road or off-road?
On-road. Yeah,
okay. So it was basically Go ahead, sorry.
It's like a 1/8 off-road car, but prepared for on-road. It's basically was that. That's what the GT class is, more or less now.
Was it that I think they used to come like with the Subaru Impreza bodies like Coelho used to make them? Yeah.
Subaru Megans and blah blah.
That was pretty cool. They look
so
real
yeah,
cool.
I did that for like 2 or 3 years. That was what I was doing. Then I told my dad I really wanted to start with off-road again. And yeah, I've done that with Chrono again. I made like until 2010 with Chrono. And then 2010, I made like Alpha Season Lozi. And the other season was, until now, it has been Kyosho. So yeah.
You've been with Kyosho for how long now?
9 years, more or less.
That's actually a long time. A lot of people don't stay with one company for that long nowadays. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I started like to race with the car. I really enjoyed, like it suited my driving. So yeah.
So it's funny you was telling me that your father is actually the Mugen importer for Portugal, and you race Kyosho. I think that's so ironic, like, you know, coming from the
I mean, he actually sells Kyosho parts and all that.
Yeah.
And cars and blah blah. But yeah, it was more like of a commercial thing, you know. I was telling you before, like it's people here in Portugal just look for really Mugens, OS, and blah blah.
Yeah, I
Those
get
kind
that
of stuff that people now get, like it's the best car, it's the best engine, blah blah. So people just go for that, and I think it was kind of a good play to have it, and yeah.
Does your dad still race, or he just helps you out at races?
Sometimes he goes for like a fun race or something. Like this weekend, he was supposed to make the 5th scale with me, but then we had some issue with the front brakes on his car, so he just didn't race it because we didn't have parts to change and blah blah. But yeah, he does some 8 scale sometimes with me, like club races, as you call them.
Okay. Do you guys still compete against each other, like try to race each other, or does he?
Yeah, he's always like saying, I'm gonna practice, and you'll see if you give me like 2 or 3 days of practice, I'm gonna beat you. So it's kind of funny. We can have like a good time together with
That's
that.
good. That's great. That's that cool that you and your dad still do that together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all fun as well. So you started like at 9, and then you took a break, and you got back. When did you? At like what age did you start it really getting serious? Maybe picked up your first sponsor and whatnot like that.
So my first sponsor was Orion. Maybe was not really sponsored, but I was working with Adrian Bertan, and he kind of helped me. Like he gave me 1 or 2 engines per season. Back at that time, my dad was also the distributor for Orion, so that was good. Then 2015, when I was at the Euro B, and we had the Euro Hay year where it's going to be the Euro Hay this year in Sacile, Italy. I made quite a good show for me, if you can say. I made like the semi.
Yes.
And I spoke with Christophe Boubet from Kyosho Europe, and I was asking him like, maybe we can see what we can do. I don't know, to try and stay with the car, with the team, and blah blah.
Yeah.
And yeah, since then I've been sponsored by Kyosho, and at the end of that year, also I got sponsored by Hot Race, and those were like my first 3 big sponsors, if you can say that.
Yeah, that's actually when I first heard your name, because I remember the Euro B race at Hearts. It was really a great race. Berton won that. You were setting the pace in practice and whatnot. And I was like, who is this? Like, I had heard of Berton, and I had heard of a few of those guys, but I had never heard of you. And I was like, wow, this kid's pretty fast.
Yeah, we've been there for the warm-up also, which actually helped. And everything was just working really, really good, to be honest. We didn't change a lot in the car. We just changing tires and driving the car. So
what happened at that race? Did you make the final? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was on pole for the final. I practically, I think I won all the practice runs, all the qualifyings. I won the semi. I was number 1 in the main. And on the main, I was second behind Berton, and I kind of touched the pipe, and the steering link just broke.
Oh, yeah. And it rained. You guys were racing in mud and everything else during that race, too. It's crazy. It was a great race. I was actually watching it, a little bit of it yesterday when I was doing some more research about you. If you guys want to check out a really good race, you should go see that from 2015, the Euro B in Hearts.
That race actually had like a lot of good guys, like good drivers from now, like Berton.
Yeah.
That was me. There was Canas also.
Really? Canas was there too. He must have been super young.
Yeah, he was running Obao at that time.
Obao. Bringing back old names there. So after Hearts, what happened? You got sponsored. You pretty much got sponsored by Kyosho. 2016, you went on to win the Portuguese Cup, or win the Nationals there, which qualified you for the 2016 Worlds.
Yeah, because in Portugal we don't really have that much of places for spots for the Worlds. We have normally we have 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah, and one of them is for the Portuguese Cup winner, if he wants to go, of course. And the other one, so the first 2 are for the Portuguese Cup and for the Portuguese National winners.
So did you end up going to the Worlds in Vegas?
Yeah.
How did you make out there?
I had I was having a pretty good qualifying, actually, because I was making 10 minutes, which was helping me. I was sitting 12th, 13th, and then on the last qualifying I went back to 17th, so I got number 1 on the quarters.
Okay.
And then I just got stuck there.
Well, you was what's that, 2016, 3 years ago, you was 18? So 17, 18, you're still young. Still very young. And you signed onto Hot Race when they were like really non-existent in the off-road industry. I mean, they were, you know, doing good in on-road. Now, I mean, everybody knows who Hot Race is, and they're moving into, you know, they're pushing into off-road more and more. But you was like one of the first early signings I saw of Hot Race as well back in the day.
Yeah, first one was Marco Barufalo.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the first race they showed up, which is actually in Padova in indoors Worlds or something.
In Italy, yeah.
I don't remember the name, but that was his first race as a brand coming off on the market at the off-road scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving Proline at that time. I was paying all my tires and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried. It was like, you know, when you see someone just always moving around at your table and you don't know who he is. Like Nicola was like just going around like in circles in my table. I was like, who's this guy? I don't know him, blah, blah, blah. Then from nowhere, he just came and started speaking with me, and he told me like he was the owner of Hot Race Company. It was actually their first race. Marco was having a really good race. I think he was making TQ with those tires, like first race. And he asked me if I wanted to try them. I said, okay, why not? So I tried them on the semi-practice there. Since I was paying everything, I just tried the tires.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually really, really fast. And then I chose to use the tires for the semi and for the main there. And then we got back to Portugal. And I told him to send me some samples or some tires so I could try them. I kind of enjoyed the tires, like, to suit my driving style. Yeah, they have a lot of traction. They still have a lot of traction. We just needed to work maybe on side grip and blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, why not? And then the next, I think in January, we had the Italian job race, I think. And on that race, I told him I was going to sign with him. So that was it.
Yeah.
And then now this year, I stopped with him. So.
Yeah, but Nicola's a great guy. I like his, you know, it's a small company. He's not small anymore, but you know, I've talked to him on a few occasions. Nice guy. I like him. He's passionate.
Same. We consider ourselves like brothers. With despite I got like outside of the working with him, we're still like really good friends. When I actually jumped on the top 25 rank now, he sent me like a message. Oh, I see your name, but I don't see my tires there. Wow. So
yeah,
we're just still good friends. I think
that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
he's a great guy, and you know, he's doing good things, and that's good too. But also in 2016, you was pretty much dominating in Portugal in 8 scale and 10 scale. So
yeah, 10 scale, that was actually the last year of our nationals. Now we don't really have a nationals because we don't have that much people in 10 scale. We might have, I don't know, maybe 15 per class, or 15 in like one class and 10 in other class. So we just do the Portuguese Cup. So that year I won all the races in the 10 scale. So I got national champion. And in 8 scale, I started really good. I won the first race. And then the nationals, I just had like problems in every race, I think. Like I was fighting for top spot, like first, second, I was always there, and I was having just issues in every race. So.
Speaking of 10 scale, will you be racing the Worlds this year?
Yeah,
okay.
I will.
That's cool.
I got the spot, so.
Do you race 10 scale at all now, or just strictly 8 scale?
I did the 10 scale Portuguese Cup. I didn't actually went really good, but was on carpet. So.
How about the Euros? Will you do them this year as well? 10 scale Euros?
I'm not sure. I think I have some 1/8 scale race on the same date, so I need to check if I can do it or not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it seems like in Portugal, nitro is the glory. That seems, you know, that's my type of country.
People just don't really enjoy the e-buggy. Even like in the nationals of 1/8 scale, we do both e-buggy and nitro scale at the same time. And some people just argue about that because they don't really like e-buggy. We don't have that much people doing e-buggy, so
Yeah.
they just prefer nitro, and that's it.
Sounds like my type of country.
What?
Sounds like my type of country.
Yeah. Nitro. I prefer nitro also.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't mind racing the e-buggy. The e-buggy is fun also.
I don't mind either of them, to be honest, but I would definitely love nitro. So now we move on to 2017. How was your 2017? Because I was looking for some information and I couldn't find it, so I just thought I'd just ask you what happened in 2017 with you and your racing.
I think was actually my first Euros final in Sweden. I got like 11th, I think. I was number 5 for the main or something.
That was a brutal track too. Ooh, so
yeah.
good.
Yeah. That was actually, I told you 2016 was my first win in national race, but it wasn't. It was 2017. I got my first win in the Portuguese National. And to be honest, I don't really remember also that good that year. But I know it was my first year at the DNC.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought 2018 was your first year.
No, my first year was 2017. I was in the V main with Jared, with Joseph, I think. I think thru was also there on the V main.
I'm not surprised that you was in the B main with Joseph, because that's pretty much where he ends up most times anyway. So doesn't matter. All right, so I didn't know that about you, but because this brings me on to the next topic. I think. All right, now we're going to talk about 2018 DNC, where I think most people in Europe knew who you were. I knew who you was. But I think this is when America found out who you and Barufalo was. So this is my first DNC. I was busy. And then I honestly believe the whole gyro accusation started because of you and Barufalo's pace in seeding and qualifying and I think you guys made it straight to the A main, right?
Yeah, we're like second and third after qualifying.
And that's what sent the whole the American contingent in that whole, not all of the Americans, but certain groups, that's what started the whole gyro thing and all the aggression that came after that pretty much for the whole weekend. I was like, okay, you guys don't know who Joao is and who Marco is, but I've heard of them because I follow European racing, and these guys are fast. I'm not surprised at all that they're doing well, so I know, but they didn't. And I was trying to tell people these guys do well in their home countries. They do well in the Euros and stuff like that. It's not like these guys aren't, they're just like some nobodies. You guys just don't know who they are. Yeah. And then sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go.
And then this, and when I really met you, I didn't when you say I met you, but when I really got to see, I think it was in the B main of an e-buggy. I don't know what you done. I didn't see it. I was watching Joseph race, but all I know is that I saw Cole Ogden come off that driver stand. He was so hot. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then him and your dad started I guess that's your dad that was with you?
Yeah.
And I don't know if your dad speaks English. I don't know.
No, he doesn't, but it was there just in case something.
And I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, these guys are they're angry and making off at your dad. I guess Cole says you hacked him, and he was pissed. And I get it. It's racing. We think tempers flare. That's what we're all men and we race, and we're passionate. And then your dad's just there, and then you came down, and then next thing you know, like the other HB guys are on, and I'm just like. I'm trying to
Joseph just came and said something that was one of the funniest and the most scary parts of the DNC.
It was so crazy. I was just trying to get Joseph's car out of tech because he actually bumped.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm just sitting there, your dad's between them and Zhu behind him. I'm like, man, I didn't even know you spoke English. I'm like, these guys are making off at these guys and they don't even speak English. And so then Joseph goes, oh man, this is so funny. He goes, hey, it must be the gyro. And I was like, oh. And I don't even think that was, I think he was just joking.
Yeah. He kept joking that weekend.
Yeah, but
it was always telling me, oh, how's your gyro setup?
Yeah, it's so funny because everybody switched from being mad at you to being mad at Joseph.
Yeah,
And I was just like,
just going back to my pit, and from nowhere, everyone just disappeared and went back to Joseph. Pit.
oh
I was
man,
like, oh, okay.
hey, I was like, oh man, I just came all the way to Arizona to be in an all out brawl. You know, it was like JQ versus HB at that point. It was scary. I wouldn't say it was scary. It was just pretty amazing. But I get it. Things get heated, and I just felt bad for you. I'm like, man, this kid and his dad, they come all the way from Europe, and they gotta hurt, like they're involved in this. So
Yeah.
like Joseph.
Well, I understand, Cole, because we actually at this year DNC we just spoke like, let's not make a scene this year, and just joking about it.
Yeah.
Because at that main, I just kind of really hit him on the. That was like this big triple at the end of the jumps in front of the podium, the rostrum. I just hit him and pushed him outside the track. And let's say that both of us just got like stuck outside. So neither I had like advantages that, but he got like fucked up because of me.
It's racing, dude.
Yeah. But then I was just like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to push you. And everyone just came on top of me. I don't know. And maybe it was like the heat of all those rumors of the gyro and all that. Like everyone was just getting mad with everything, I think. I don't know.
The funny thing is, I think Barufalo actually messed up Ronafalk that race too so bad. It was just like, oh my. If I like Coelho a lot, and I like he wears his emotions on his sleeve, and if he wasn't passionate and didn't get angry, then he shouldn't. Like, if you don't get angry, if you get, and not saying everybody should get angry, but if you ain't passionate about this and get upset, then you're not got the right mentality to be a winner, I think, at the end of the day. So I thought it was good fun. I mean, it was a little bit sketchy at one point, but I just kind of felt bad for you guys, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm knee deep in it, and it was fun. Now that I look back on it, it was super funny. But at the time, it was just like, ooh, this is getting pretty heated. So good stuff, man. And then I said, well, everybody knows who you are now, so.
Well, it was, I mean, I think that for me and the Varufo was kind of, like you're not used to get on the scene like this. Like everyone just focused on you, just saying things about you that I can say that were not true. And like we just felt the pressure. I think it was like our first main in night time. Everyone was just like kind of waiting for us to do shit so they just could speak shit about us. And I don't know. I think like we just got used to it now.
Yeah.
And you can see that we're getting better in the big mains, both of us. So both and all the kids from Europe, like Canas, like Berton. I don't know. All of us, we just getting older, I think.
Yeah.
Getting more head. And
well, people are starting to know who you guys are now because, well, RC people like. I like to say RC's worldwide. You have like a great racing scene over there in Europe. Obviously, America, USA is the biggest racing scene, I would say. And now through things like RC Racing TV, through you guys coming over to America more now, like the average Americans start to know who you guys are. So that's great for you guys. It's great for RC. I mean, this is one of the reasons I like to do these podcasts. Is because I want people to know who you guys are, and because we all know who the Americans are. We know who Mayfield and most of these guys are. And there's a lot of younger guys that are coming up that are really fast in America too. Yeah. And then there's a lot of young Europeans coming up. You guys are, I think, like you, Canas, Berton, Barufalo are like that. Well, obviously Ongaro, he's the world champion.
Yeah.
But I definitely think you guys are. I think you guys are in. You'll be in that era right now where once the older guys come out of RC, like the older American guys, like Tebow, Cav, Mayfield, when they stop racing, you guys will take over. But there's younger guys than you in America that are really doing well. Yeah. And when they get your age, you guys will be the older generation, So
yeah, that's the thing. Like we just need to keep moving. Like some guys go like to their lives, the other ones appeared at the RC end will be hopefully that will be like the scene every year.
Yeah.
That would be good. That would mean that we wouldn't die this sport.
Exactly. We can't. We have to keep growing the sport. We have to keep bringing new people in, and we have to do something different. So 2018, you went to SilverState as well, right?
No, not that year.
So just DNC for America, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then, did you go to what other good races did you have in 2018?
We had the Neo that was in Spain this year. I got like 7th, I think.
Oh, that's great. Great track, Rendevan.
Yeah, I got also the Euros. I was doing well. I was sitting, I believe, 5th, 4th or something at the qualifyings. And then I had like a stone that got inside my servo saver on the car and just got stuck on the main. And I finished like 11th, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that track's actually where they had the Euros last year is really high up above sea level. Do you race there a lot?
It's like 1,500 or something or more. I don't
meters,
know. Maybe
right?
more.
Yeah.
Meters, you could like notice on the engines and all that. Like all the engines were like working reacher. You couldn't really get the good fuel mileage.
Well, no power.
It was really, really hard to tune the engine properly. Yeah, but it's always like that on that track. Like we were there now for the first round of Nationals. Was there, and it was the same thing. So,
I mean, and Coelho, I mean, he done a great job. Was you happy that a Portuguese guy won it in Portugal?
Yeah.
He's amazing, dude. He's an amazing driver. He's super talented.
I keep saying that I think that he is, if not the best, he's one of the best because he can just
drive anything.
Goes everywhere and just can be always there, you know. So
he doesn't even really race 8 scale off-road, and he's got a European champion, and he was like, he almost made he was one of the fastest guys at the world slasher. It's so
I think if he didn't have like the flame outs, he could have probably fight for the podium.
And he's still young too. He's not old. He's what, 25? Around that?
I think so, 25, 26, something.
Still young. Super talented kid. Super talented guy. And you know, but I think he doesn't. I wish he would race 8 scale more, but he doesn't. So
yeah, he keeps telling us like every year that is Worlds, he's gonna race. So not this year, next year we'll race again.
Okay.
So
I mean, he's busy too. His on-road is his bread and butter, and 10 scale off-road. So
yeah,
that's where he makes his money at. Okay, so how was your Worlds? You went to Australia?
Yeah.
How did you make out there?
Struggled for a bit, like at the qualifyings. I wasn't like really finding the pace, and I was kind of bummed for it because we went there for the warm-up, and the warm-up went really good for me. I got like 5th. I was for a time in the main I was keeping with Boots and McBride, and Robert wasn't on the final because he had some problems with the carburetor or something.
This is at the Worlds?
No, the
warm-up.
Warm-up, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So at the Worlds, I was kind of bummed because I knew I could do better because I was there for the warm-up. I knew how the track would be, blah, blah. So we got a little bit bummed. Then I qualified for the quarters, I think. I was number 1 or 2 in the quarters, if I'm correct. Then I bumped up to the semi. I was confident that the car was going to work better, but then wasn't working better. And on the last chance, I actually had a last chance to bump up, but I just got like 2 stop and goes or something. Yeah. Because they have that rule that if you get outside of the track in one place, you have to come back on the same place. You can't go like further.
Yes.
And so I came like a bit more forward.
It's a hard rule. Joseph don't even get Joseph started on that because he'll rant about it I get his point, but I don't want to talk about it. Sometimes it's really hard to come back on the same spot you left the track,
Yeah. And like when you have like this straight and you're outside the pipe and you just can't really get like to the track on the same point, you have like to do like a roundabout or something just to get there. So I just came like straight outside of the pipe and came like a bit more forward side again.
Okay.
And they just gave me a stop and go. I was like, okay, that's it, because I was actually third or second at that time. So
you had a rough Worlds then.
Yeah, I mean, I just finished. Was my best Worlds. I finished on the semi, but still was not what I was looking for. I know I had like a chance to go on the main. I just ruined that because I was not even my head was really there during the qualifyings and blah blah.
Got you. Understandable. Understandable. Not every race is going to be good, but we're coming into 2019 here. You went to Montpellier, which is like, for me, a lot of people don't know about it, but for me, that's like, kind of like when Nitro season starts. It's like the first big race in Europe. It's a great race. It was actually a really good race this year. You made the finals. You was up there for a little bit, correct?
No, this year I actually didn't make the final.
What?
This one.
What am I?
No.
I thought, like, I watched it and I could have swore I heard your name and saw your car.
Yeah, because I was there, like, for the qualifyings. In the qualifyings, I was actually good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got, like, hit at the start of the semi, got that last, and then I believe this was the only year we have, like, a lot of dirty drivers there. So everyone was just bumping on each other, and yeah, it was rough.
Well, actually, last year in 2018 was a great race. This year was even better. It was exciting to the end.
Yeah.
But so anybody that hasn't seen it, you should check it. Montpellier GP 2019. It's a great race. Boots ended up winning. But that wasn't, that's your 2019. It's starting off a little bit rough. Then you came to DNC.
Not a good weekend also.
Not a good weekend for you either. You didn't do too well. I mean, but you can't really be too upset. There were a lot of fast drivers that were in the B main and in the C main that probably should have been fighting for A main spots. So, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself for that.
I got I was not really driving it properly, like I just feel like my head was not there, and I was getting bummed every round. I was out. I was getting like pissed at that, and after that, I was just on the finals. I was just trying to drive around. Like as soon as I got the lines correctly, I was driving properly. I probably had the pace to go to a main, I think. But then, just happened to break the CO, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, your 2019 starting off really rough. What's going through your head right now? You're just like, what am I doing here?
I was just, fuck, I don't want to keep driving like this. If I'm not making any mains, I'm getting like bad at it, blah, blah. But then I just started.
But then this is the thing that happened is that after DNC, Boots leaves Coelho.
Yeah.
So then that like opens up doors for you. That opens up doors for Berton. CJ Jelen also was a big signing for Coelho.
Yeah.
And that kind of frees up Mick to come in and help you more. And for me, I don't know how you feel. I know he's been with you and Berton since I would say DXR.
Yeah.
And I've seen the improvement. You had a really good DXR. You finished 6th.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
And, probably one of the best races. Another great race. I mean, it was the Lutz and Ongaro show. But you was there and you had a really good weekend. You beat your teammate Ricardo Berton.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Mick. I saw Mick was on in your corner helping you out. I said, this is good. Let's see what happens here. Then you left. Let's talk about DXR. How did you like that? How did it feel having Mick help you out there?
Well, he wasn't really there like for me because he actually had his kids. Berton was racing there by himself, like his father didn't came to help him and all that. So I knew that maybe he would need to help him more than help me. So I had also my dad and my girlfriend. They were both helping me there. And in the main, we got like in this situation that Mick just came to me because we already had spoken before the XR, like for the SilverState. So we knew that we might get like in contact for helping me on the races and all that. So he just came to me and said, "What do I do now? Like, do I help Ricky? Do I help you?" I said, "Of course you can help Ricky. You should go help Ricky because he's alone."
Mm-hmm.
So we just helped Ricky in the main because we were both in the main.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I think like it's good to have him like there.
Yeah.
Even though he's not really helping, have him there is good. Like, it just inspires you some confidence, you know.
Yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah.
If anybody knows anything about these Coelho cars, it's definitely him. He's a great guy. He likes to have fun too.
Yeah.
And he gets it. And then so you go to DXR, you finish 6th, you build a little bit of confidence. That was a hard track as well. It wasn't easy. It was.
It was.
And you come in, you go into. Then Mick went with you to the Portuguese Nationals.
Yeah.
The week after, you win that.
Yeah. I got like I broke the car at the semi.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to work our way through the last chance. I started last, so I was getting like nervous because I knew I had the chance to win. So I was like, "Fuck! I'll have to start in 13. I have to catch up with Durais, with Monteiro."
Yeah.
So I was like, but then everything just worked.
I love the last
really
chance
good,
qualifier. I think it's one of the best things to happen to RC ever. I
Yeah.
love it. I think it's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Mick was with you in Portugal. Then you guys, so you've been with Mick for about 3 weeks now. Then, well, roughly. And then you guys make the trip to SilverState. That's kind of when I kind of really officially met you. I watched just like, wow. Actually, Berton caught my eye because he's doing good in practice. And Berton's young and very talented. Another very talented young driver. And then I was like, oh, but Joao was doing really good. Talked to you. Mick was busy helping you, helping everybody there. And you had a really great SilverState, man. You made all 3 mains, Truggy, E-Buggy, and Nitro Buggy. You came 4th in probably one of the roughest tracks I've ever, one of the roughest tracks I've ever seen at SilverState. And I was just like happy for you, man. I was like, wow, like so your luck is changing. Maybe you're focusing a little bit more. Maybe Mick's encouragement is helping you a bit. And I was like, the results are coming.
Yeah, I think like Mick is just like really, really good. I had like the same kind of support with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying like the ideas they both have is the same.
Yes.
So my dad has some ideas, Mick has some ideas. So if you put everything together, we can work really good,
Yeah.
And I think that also helped maybe for some improvement on the car for my driving style. But yeah, definitely having Mick there is like, I don't know. I think you always, when you always see someone as like you wish you could be like in his speed, like he helping you and all that. So that kind of like brings up your
confidence
and everything. Yeah.
I can definitely see that.
It's been good with that.
I can see it. I saw how you was walking at SilverState. You was like, yeah, cool, calm, collective. You done well, man. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So, I'd say now that Coelho has 3 main drivers now. You, Berton, CJ Jelen, and I would say you and Berton are probably like number 1 and 2 right now, or close enough.
Yeah.
CJ is not far behind. You got Majube. We was talking about him. He actually won in France too recently.
Yeah.
He did a good job. Ryan's a good kid. Him and his brother. How do you feel now? Like you're probably getting a little bit more support. Your confidence is high. Like, is this what you kind of was looking for coming into like to help you further your RC career?
Yeah, I think so. Like I'm always like, I try always to look for the positive things, even if the race just goes bad, I try like to look, oh yeah, I had the pace, I just did this, I have to correct this, blah, blah. And I think now with having more support from Kyosho, just kind of got me more like confident in my driving and like with everything. So that just helps a lot. I mean, now we have a really young team. Like we're just all young,
Very young.
We don't have a driver with 30 years old or something. Just I think I'm the oldest one.
Yeah.
So
most definitely.
Yeah, I think like this just brings up confidence to every single one of us. You can see like Berton is doing really good a good job. Like he had some bad luck at SilverState. CJ is doing a good job also, and he's just like got into the team. So I think he just needs more time with the car, more
he's
time
very
with
talented,
the team.
very talented young man.
Yeah, and you have Majubi. He actually won the main against Saboya in France. So yeah, I think everyone is just getting like more support from the team.
Yeah,
and which actually helps us to like get more motivated, more. I don't know. I think everyone is just getting happy with what we have now.
You know, at DNC 2018, I remember the Coelho team was 2 tents and maybe 4 people in there.
Yeah.
Then I saw them this year. It was like, oh wow, they got about, I think they had 6 tents set up and it was ram-packed. I was like, wow, that's a big improvement in a year.
We had a lot of people this year. I was actually like, whoa, what's happening?
And even at SilverState this year, it was a lot of people. So I think the people, like Zach's doing a good job as well.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Got to get him on this podcast. I like Zach a lot. Got to definitely get him. And one of my older friends that I like to talk a lot of crap to, Monty Houston. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Monty.
Yeah, Monty's a good guy. We drank a lot of Fireball at the Nationals last year, and yeah, we won't do that again. But yeah, good stuff, man. Coelho is definitely on the up and up. Your career is improving. I know, like, I'm just waiting for Berton to get his big breakout international win. That's coming. Yours is coming as well. I definitely see that happening. But as we talked before we got on her, I want to talk a little bit about your future in RC, because unlike what a lot of people think, they think that all these pro guys, this is what they do for a living. You actually have a real job.
Yeah, I work in my dad's company.
Yeah.
So that actually helps for practice, for going to races like the Worlds and all that thing that you have to take like 1.5 week out of work. So yeah, I work with him. And I don't know. Well, just good that he also likes RC cars.
So you're fortunate there. You're fortunate, but you have to work. So, this isn't your full-time job yet. Hopefully it becomes your full-time job. You're definitely on the right path.
I hope so. That's what I try. Like, I'm trying for the future to have. That's fight so I can live for this. Like, only doing this, which I think like you have a lot of guys doing it. Like, I know that it's difficult because everyone has been here for such a long time now that you just can't come in and take up the scene from them, So we just need to work more. And I think now with the support I'm having from the team, Mick, my dad, all my family and everyone, I think like it's possible to do.
And your brand is building. More people are are learning who you are. They're getting to know you.
Exactly.
And that's great. And I tell that to all these young RC guys: build your brand yourself. I'm constantly telling that to Max. Like, hey man, build your brand, Max Mort. So good job on that. And I like to see all of these racers doing that. And that's great. That's great. So your next race is the Euro warm-ups, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's at the Ongaro Ring, Ongaro's home track. The 2015 Euros were there, where Boots won.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That should be a good race for you.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. If going into the future, what are some of your immediate goals? Like, what do you want to accomplish this year?
For sure, I want to get the Portuguese Nationals, because I never had like the 8-scale Portuguese National in my hands, if you can tell that. And also, besides that, I would be good if I could fight for the Euros podium, or top 5 at least. And yeah, just keep trying to do my best on every race, like I did at SilverState, at the XR, like trying to be always up there, which is the most important thing at the end. Even though you don't win a race, people can see you were there, so that would be good.
Yep. What are you going forward? Are you changing anything in your preparation, like practice regime or anything to get better as well?
Well, I think mostly I have to get better on my 45 minutes mains and 60 minutes mains, because I just have this breakdown on every main. Like at, I don't know, 30 minutes or something, I just start doing more mistakes and driving like a stupid guy, if you can say that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to work on that now. I'm gonna try and practice on that mostly, because the car is feeling good. Everything is just feeling good, like with the package.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely try and get my driving better.
Yeah, man. It's you always, if we stop improving or accepting to improve or stop learning, then we stop. Like I know I mixed that quote up, but if we stop learning, then we never improve. So I think you definitely have the right attitude. For me, it's showing, and I'm rooting for you, man. I want you to do good. All right, there's a few more questions here before we move on to the FastRaceShop.com 10 question 10 second segment. One of the things I always ask the Euro guys, because I see a lot. I know people say I started it, or people like Joseph says you started this whole USA versus Euro thing. I do it because I think it's awesome. I want to see the competition between you guys, but I want to know, why do you think we're seeing a lot of fast 8-scale, you included, 8-scale drivers coming out of Europe now? It was a time when there wasn't really, back in the day, the Europeans were faster than the Americans. Now the Americans have had a very long, and they're still fast. Still some of the fastest guys, Mayfield, all these guys are super fast. Like, we're not saying that they're not, but we are seeing the reemergence of the European 8-scale fast guys again. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think we have like really good tracks here. We can have like I don't know, we just get everyone together more easy now at the races, so we can have like a good meetings with top drivers everywhere. And also, I think, I don't know, but in my idea, all the brands are getting a bit more into Europe, if I'm correct. I'm not sure, maybe. And that's also actually like helping us to get faster and faster. You can see like Ongaro he has like his own home track. He can practice there. He has a good team behind him also. So I don't know. People are just practicing so much now and looking to improve everything. And I think that's what got us faster. I don't know. It was kind of surprise for me also, because you could, at the DNC last year, you saw like the whole bunch of European drivers getting there. Like, was actually podium.
Yes.
Was actually Ronefalk, Robert, and Tessman or Mayfield. I don't know. So yeah, I think we're just getting more together in races and like just do a lot of races all together and all that. So it's just helping us improve.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's all great for RC.
I think one of the things is like that Ongaro just got really, really fast, and everyone is just trying to really catch up with him. So we're just getting faster and faster.
Oh yeah,
trying to do it, which actually is helping a lot.
Yeah,
so.
he's on a whole nother level. He's not unbeatable. That's been proven. And, but
everyone makes mistakes.
He is definitely on a level that we haven't. I don't think we've seen in RC for a while. But hey, there are people out there that can beat him, and he can be beat, and it's been done. And I'm gonna enjoy watching it all unfold. And you can once you, and not to say that. Let's be honest. Like Ongaro is like a level above a lot of people right now, but that doesn't mean that like I said, he can't be beat. He can be beat. You can beat him. Berton can beat him. Barufalo can beat him. Ranafalk, Badier, Mayfield, they beat him. It's not. That's the beautiful thing about racing, man. It's not who won last week. It's who wins this week. So
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know you raced fifth scale this weekend. It didn't go too well for you.
No.
So I don't think fifth scale is going to be in your future. You did some 10 scale racing. Do you have any hobbies or interests besides RC?
Well, I like to see some TV shows, like Game of Thrones and I don't know, The Flash, all those stuff.
Game of Thrones is awesome. I've read all the books, and like this season's just great. Like last night's episode was epic.
Yeah, I still don't spoiler me. I still didn't watch it.
I'm not, but it's pretty epic.
Yeah, but I like this. I like games, gaming. Before I used to like get back from school and just PC gaming with my friends and all that. And I also like to go like for a coffee, have some drinks, party with some friends.
Yeah, you're young, man. You got to enjoy life. You got a girlfriend. You're young, and you got to live your life, man. RC is great. Exactly. It's awesome, but you got to have a life as well.
Exactly.
So, another question I'd like to say is, what would you like to see change in RC?
I think what we really need is like more support from the outside, so the kind of idea that RCGP is doing for me is a good idea, because they are getting people from that don't know anything about RC, maybe just getting people into this hobby or to this job for some people, right?
Yes.
So we need like show people that I don't know, people should go. And I mean, for me, RC is always about like doing my best, but having fun doing my best.
Yes, I agree.
But there's people that are just not having fun. They don't really take this professionally, and that kind of ruins the whole show. So I don't know. I think like we need people to see that we're like a serious sport.
Exactly. And then
when
it's fun.
It matters to race, but then outside we just need to give this good idea to everyone.
Yeah, I agree. Did you watch any of the RCGP racing from Manila?
Yeah, I didn't watch the 60 minutes main or the round 2.
The 15-minute races were really good. I think
I watched the round 1 of the 15 laps mains. Those were good to watch. Those were really, really fun.
Yeah, I like the qualifying too, the heads up racing and then inverting. Do you hope to maybe one day compete in RCGP?
Well, I hope so. I hope I can get someone to get me there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that my dad had this idea of doing the team, but we just didn't really have the possibilities, if you can say that, for that. But my dad has this idea, and I know that I'm just like really good friend of Robert.
Yes.
And he just keeps telling me that was a whole different thing, like was way better with all the interviews, the racing scheme, like was different. And hopefully I can get someone that calls me there.
And you know the beautiful
I enjoyed it.
Do you know the beautiful thing about RCGP is?
What?
In 3 weeks' time, they all race again.
Yeah.
And then they go to Austria. That's the beautiful thing about it. An actual series, something that I think RC has needed, not just in 8 scale, but in all forms of 8s, and where we see. But hopefully next year it's successful this year, and hopefully it draws more manufacturers in, and then we all work together to improve our hobby. That's my hopes and ambitions with RCGP. Cool. Well, Joe, I don't know if you listen to this podcast, but we actually have a segment called the FastRaceShop.com 10 questions, 10 seconds segment. Now, these are just funny questions that I will ask you, and you have to answer them, like in one word, or just as fast as you can.
All right.
Now we go into the Fast Trace 10 questions in 10 seconds segment. Fast Trace is a world champion option parts brand made in Italy. Fast Trace drivers include Davide Ongaro and Riccardo Berton, and they run the innovative performance-enhancing parts that Fast Trace makes for most 1/8 buggies, including the world-famous honeycomb shock bladders and caps. Go to fasttraceshop.com and type in Lefty 2019 to get 10% off your purchase now.
So, are you ready for the FastRaceShop.com 10 question, 10 second segment?
I hope so.
It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. All right. So, for those of you that don't know, Portugal is a big football country, soccer country, as my American friends say. And they have two really big superstars that come from Portugal. So, my first question to you, Joao, is Luis Figo or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's the best. Okay. Yeah. If number two, sorry, that's number one. Number two, if you didn't race RC cars, what would you re-racing?
I think I would be playing soccer, to be honest, or something.
Good stuff. Do you play at all, or?
I used to when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I had like swimming. I was federated. Yeah. I used to like the competitions in of swimming pool.
Okay.
Judo.
Judo? Okay, that's cool. Cool.
Soccer, and then I got into RC, so I just took all those things away.
Yeah, definitely RC just definitely takes all that away. All right, Number 3, the two top football teams in Portugal. What are you, a Benfica fan or FC Porto fan?
FC Porto.
Okay. Number 4, your favorite track that you have raced on?
My favorite track, I think maybe like the biggest show for sure for me, like the WoW was Radovan. The 2016 European track.
Yes.
Because it was like such a big thing, massive thing.
Yes.
But I think like overall, because I go there every year, was in Madrid, Fuencarral, where they do the Boogie Land.
Okay, yes.
That's for me, I think that was the best track I was ever. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, Portugal has two famous beers that I know of. So what is your preference, Sagers or Superbock?
Superbock.
Yeah,
Superbock is for the north.
So. I haven't had Superbock yet. Had Sagers, haven't had Superbock yet.
You should ask Mick what he thinks about Superbock.
Is it strong?
Well, I don't think it's strong, but so we always try to keep them really, really fresh.
Mm-hmm.
So the impact that they have is just like it's like really soft and everything. Mm-hmm. And normally we have really cheap beer here.
Yeah.
So you can always like instead of drinking one big one, you can always drink like 5 for the price of one outside of the country. So
got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Superbock it is. My Portuguese buddy Salty Joe keeps telling me about Superbock, so I gotta try it out. All right, number 6, Miguel Matthias or Bruno Coelho?
That's a rough one.
I know.
Because I'm really fan of both of them. I think Miguel was and still, I think he still is, because he just came to the Euros and did what he did. But I think Miguel was good for the 1/8 off-road. I think Bruno is just more talented overall.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Bruno, maybe.
Okay. Number 7, favorite country you have visited?
Favorite country I visited. I enjoyed Australia, to be honest.
Cool. Good choice.
Was good. Yeah, Australia. Okay,
so you're a gamer. Number 8, FIFA or Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Really? Yeah. I like Call of Duty. Number 9, I think this is pretty easy. 8 scale or 10 scale?
8 scale.
And number 10, I'm probably going to get these names mixed up. But bacalhau, codfish, or chorizo? I think it's called.
Yeah, chorizo.
Which one do you prefer?
Chorizo.
You know, it's funny because
I don't like fish at all. So.
Really, like
Yeah.
we in Bermuda, where I'm from, we have a traditional, our quote unquote traditional Sunday meal is bacalao, which is codfish with potatoes and boiled potatoes and egg and maybe some avocado and a banana. Mix it a little bit, we do it. And this is the traditional Bermuda food, but it's actually brought over by the Portuguese settlers when they came over 100 years ago, and we kind of adapted it. That's what we would eat every day, every Sunday morning in Bermuda, and I still to this day eat it. I love it. I love bacalao.
Yeah, people here love like bacalao more than everything. So
yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I love
myself. I don't like it. Like I think it's the way that people just cook it's like salty. So it just kind of looks spicy in my mouth. So I don't really like anything spicy, to be honest.
But I really do enjoy Portuguese cuisine. The bread is great. The donuts, like
yeah.
Oh, I love those. Oh man, that's why I love food. we can tell that. But I thank you for participating in the FastRaceShop.com 10 questions 10 seconds segment. Remember, everybody, you can go to FastRaceShop.com, type in Lefty 2019, and get 10% off your order. Now, Joao, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time. Would you like to shout out and say thank you to anybody before we finish up here?
I would definitely say thank you to you for asking me to be here.
Man, I thank you for coming on.
To all my sponsors for the incredible support they are giving me this year.
Name off your sponsors, dude.
Coelho, Yelazi, Tunes from the engines, Proline now, Obi Import, which is actually my dad's company, distribution company, Modelics, ARQ Paint, SP Modelismo, which is the hobby shop from my hometown, Motogalos, which is one of the club that is supporting me, Mographics, and I think that's all. Hopefully,
that's
I didn't
awesome.
miss anything.
Quick question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My dad and my family and Mick and everyone just helping me around.
That's awesome, man. Quick question about Elassie Toon. Was he at SilverState? Was that the guy that he was another guy over there running Coyote show?
No.
Okay.
No, that's one of his drivers. The Yelazi, it's Daniele Yelazi. He's actually like more of a on-road guy.
Okay.
He started in 2018.
Okay.
More into the off-road with me.
Okay.
But yeah, you might see him at the Euros this year.
Okay.
Or possibly at the warm-up.
No, because I saw him. I saw the same guy at DNC, and then again at
Yeah, that one was Drew. Actually, I need to thank him for helping me at the mains in SilverState.
Okay.
He's like an Italian guy living in New York, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
Good stuff. Well, y'all, you know what? I'm super happy that your confidence is high. I'm super happy that you're getting the support that you get. Keep chasing your dream, man. You're young. You got a bright future ahead of you. And man, good luck in the Euros coming up and all your racing. And we'll be in contact, man. And thank you for your time today. I greatly appreciate it, dude. Good luck, man. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
You are entering the Techno RC Grassroots Racer Spotlight. The part of the podcast that gives the listeners a platform to talk about RC. Brought to you by Techno RC. Techno RC. Techno RC is a premium manufacturer specializing in 8th and 10th scale high-performance off-road RC buggies and trucks. Visit www.technorc.com for a complete catalog of their products.
So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Techno RC Grassroots Racer Spotlight segment. This is the segment dedicated to all of the grassroots racers out there that are working Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, working their butts off, racing on the weekends, traveling to these bigger races, sleeping 5 to 6 guys to a hotel room just to race RC cars, and having fun doing it. This is your platform to talk. Thank you to Techno RC for coming on and sponsoring this. Today's guest coming all the way from the northern part of North America in Canada, eh? What's this all about? A good buddy of mine that I met at PMB this past a few weeks ago, Adam Ross. What's up, Adam? How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, Keenan. Man, I just want to say thank you for doing the podcast and thank Techno for sponsoring this segment. And you know what? I love it. It's about the grassroots and it's about the average Joe racer.
Yeah, man. I'm the average Joe. Well, I don't race anymore, but I'm definitely average Joe. I do this on a budget, man. I do race. I know how it is. And like I met you guys at PMB, you're all happy, all smiling. You had one guy there, obviously there's a Dennis Mayville whose hands are big enough to cover a whole beer.
Yeah, he's the security for sure, eh?
Yeah.
Gotta have somebody watching the beer.
Oh, he's awesome, dude. Paul, who I met finally, Paul Vanderville. There's a few other guys. There was the guy with probably one of the best beards I've ever seen.
Josh, yes. Yeah. Josh Riem was there too. Yep.
A great bunch of guys from Canada that's having fun, happy to be racing. And you guys were, my type of guys. Every time I saw you had a beer in your hand and you was having fun.
We loved it. The whole event, you giving my kid stickers, it made his day. All the pictures, you bringing Max over, and the whole JQ thing was really cool to see. And by far, you guys had the best setup in the pits. It was rocking over there.
I appreciate that. So tell us, Adam, what part of Canada are you from? I'm sorry I said Canada because I had a buddy that said that one time and I thought it was so funny. What part of Canada are you from?
Well, most people know it by South Detroit, but we like to call it Windsor. So we're just on the other side. We're actually on the south side of Detroit, which is kind of funny. It's the only part of Canada that's on the southern side instead of going north, right?
Okay.
So we are like literally right there, right across the river, Detroit River. We got a few cool tracks and things like that we can have access to being so close to Detroit in America. And, of course, we got our local tracks, too, that I'll give a shout-out to, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. That's what you're here for. This is your platform, dude.
Yeah, buddy. Well, the first one is this weekend. We have our season opener out at Spark, which is in a tropical garden called Calasantes. And we have Mr. Calasanti was nice enough to give us a space when our other track closed, and it's been epic ever since. And like I said, this weekend is going to be our first season opener. The other track that we have is going to be the following week, which is out in Stratford. It is the Barnyard Brawl, and it is going to be one of the biggest brawls we have ever seen in Canada. So it's awesome to see that the numbers are finally growing in Canada.
Is that an indoor race, the Barnyard Brawl?
Actually, they do have an indoor track, but no, this is going to be on the 8-scale outdoor track, which seeing the pictures and going online, it looks like it's going to be awesome to see. And then the last local track that we have is probably the one that RCGP needs to race on, and that is the O-Town.
Oh, yeah?
John Blakely and his wife Carla do the most amazing job with their track. And if you ever have the opportunity to check out the Facebook page or whatnot, I will tag you in it. It has to be world renowned. This track is epic. I've been to a lot of tracks. I've been traveling all over now, and this track still holds its own.
That's awesome. I think I've seen pictures of it. I think so. I can't remember. I see so many tracks. I might have posted it on the Facebook page because I try to post pictures of different or videos of different tracks from around the world because I find that very interesting. So you get this RC addiction.
Well, it started off, I had my daughter running around. She was about one, just starting to walk, and I was into drag racing, and we were in a rain delay. And we were sitting in the camper, and we seen this RC car kind of running around through the puddles, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't even hear the motor running. And I knew that electric couldn't run through water. So, me and my buddy go and check it out. This kid comes running over, big smile on his face. He's like, yeah, you want to try it? And it's the new Traxxas 4x4. It's all waterproof, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, really? So we started messing around with it. And lo and behold, the next Monday when we get back from the track, me and my buddy AJ went and bought a Traxxas / 4x4 from our local hobby shop. And I've had the bug ever since.
That's cool.
That was 7 years now.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so weird how a lot of people get into RC, and I like to hear their stories, because I'm all about trying to get new people into this hobby. We definitely need new blood, new people, enthusiastic people like yourself, and that's the only way things can grow.
Oh, absolutely. And it was funny because I thought, the Traxxas Slash was the best thing since sliced bread, and it was brushless motor. And then, of course, when you upgrade from the nickel metal hydrate to the lipo. But I ran into an old friend, Rick Endler, at the grocery store of all places. And he was racing back. Oh, man, he's been racing for like 21 something years now. And his passion was always 8-scale nitro buggy. And he's like, you got to come out to the local track. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, man, we race these things. I'm like, come on. And sure enough, we showed up at the track, and hook, line, and sinker. I was like, all right, we're doing this now for real. And it was something that was cool because my daughter was kind of messing around with it a little bit. Got her a rock crawler to start, and just started sticking her up with Dora, and she was off to the races.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. So you do race with your son. I met your son at PMB. Does your daughter still race?
Yeah, she's right now racing in the Powder Puff class, and she just got into the 4x4 short course, but she really enjoys the two-wheel drive 17.5 buggy. I feel that it fits her driving style. Girls are, my girl anyways, is a little bit more relaxed, and she's all about looking at the numbers and just trying to beat her best time. Where Nathan, he wants to go out and beat Dakota. He doesn't care who you are. He wants to be the best. And,
that's awesome.
I want her to be like that. So
that's so cool. What's your favorite type of racing?
Believe it or not, right now, my favorite type of racing is the 8-scale nitro buggy.
Nitro is the glory.
Yeah, Nitro's the glory, man. That's definitely catching on. So this weekend is going to be the first Nitro race at our track. It blows me away that it's taken this long to have a Nitro race. Ever. Yeah, the only club Nitro time ever. Like when we have big events, don't get me wrong, there's Nitro guys that come from out of town, but this is going to be the first time that we have a group of guys that are committed to running Nitro because we got the ball rolling. The hype from PMB has just been building, and oh my God, the RCGP helped out, I'm not going to lie, and now Nitro is catching on here, man. I'm happy about it.
That's awesome, dude. That's so cool. So cool. So tell me something, dude. You've been in this for 7 years. You've traveled quite a lot because you've been to PMB a few times and whatnot like that. What is it that draws you to RC, man? What is it that you like about this this crazy thing we do?
Well, the best thing for me is I used to race motocross and, of course, drag racing. And I always brought my kids and they would watch me, and it just it wasn't the same. Now when I watch my kids, like, I don't know if you've seen my son race in the U15, he made me more nervous than butterflies watching him be successful. So I know when he starts putting me on the trailer racing these things that I succeeded. Yeah. So for me to see them grow and learn all the stuff and the things that you need to know in RC, it puts a smile on my face. They know how to set up a car. They know how to clean a car. They clean the tires. They know how to set up the endpoints. They know how to mess around with the controller. And my son's only 7. My daughter's a little bit more advanced, and she's 9. But the things that they learn at this age, they're sponges. So the more information you can give them, the better it is.
Well, you seem to be doing a good job, man. They know how to set endpoints. How did he make out in the under 15 race there at PMB?
Well, it's funny. He qualified 10th into the A main, and he finished 11th overall, the highest finishing Canadian in all the group. And we had a large group of us. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me something that you don't like about RC, something you want to see change.
Well, the biggest thing that I would like to see change, and we were talking about it earlier, was that watching the pros, and where we're located, we're very fortunate to have a lot of fast guys and pros that are local. And whenever they show up to the local tracks, I'm getting lapped 4 times for fun. And to see them at PMB be on the same lap as each other, battling and going through the motions, that right there, I would pay to see that. So the one thing that I don't like is that they don't battle consistently. And I would love to see that. And I know RCGP is trying to do that, and I just hope that it catches on.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we have not long before the next race coming up, and should be good. We've got a few new guys racing in that, and I can't wait to, to see some more. I think that the track in Austria will allow for some closer racing too. More of a bit of a off-road type of real off-road type of race, I would say, track.
It looks good, and the thing is, like, the whole production and the way that you guys presented it as a scale motorsport was over the top. I was really impressed, and you know what? I had my doubts, as did everybody, but I think that he pulled off a huge thing here, and I really hope that people get on board and try and support it.
Yeah, I think as time goes on, people will support it, man. It just takes time. Sometimes you got to show people, I tell you, sometimes you got to stop talking and just do it.
There you go. And he's doing it. That's the thing, man. Like I said earlier, yeah, I got a lot more respect for JQ for pulling this off, and I think that the sky's the limit for this RCGP. It's just, man, let's see some love from the manufacturers. That's for sure.
So yeah, I think that'll eventually happen, man. Hopefully, first we must give them a product to believe in. So tell me, Adam, who's your favorite driver, and what's probably the best race you've ever been to?
Well, to start, favorite driver by far has got to be Dakota Fenn, the Phenom. He's a local guy to us, and it's funny. He's amazing with my family, especially with my son. Nathan follows him around all the time whenever he's at the track, and I told Dakota, I'm like, hey, if he's like bothering you, just let me know. He's like, no. He's like, when I was this little, I was following other pros around, and he's all like, I love that he's around and asking the questions and actually doing the work that I tell him. So it's pretty cool right now. But definitely Dakota Fenn, and I know he had a horrible final at SilverState, but man, he was so fast. Qualified well.
He was so fast. It was honestly, I mean, I was happy that Boots won because it's England and whatnot. But I tell you what, man, Fenn has impressed me since I watched him at DNC. He's so fast. He's probably one of the most naturally talented fastest RC racers to ever be in this sport. I just think once he gets all his stuff working together, I honestly think if his stuff's working great at the Nationals in a few weeks, there's not many people that's going to beat him. I think he's going to win it.
It should be lights out, man. Like the thing is, like the amount of testing that he does, he has a secret track that he tests at. It's called AMS, just in case anybody's listening. But he goes there, and Mike and Tater Sontag, they are epic to watch, and even Tater is going to turn it on to be a pro eventually. But my favorite track or event, I've been to quite a few, and I have to give the Blakely some prop here. They do an event every year called the Nitro Blast, and now that I'm into Nitro, I have a whole new respect for what they do at this event, and it was so cool to see Dakota come there last year and battle with our Canadian champ. But the entries at this event, he's pushing 300 plus entries, which I don't even know if his yard can hold this many people, and it is going to be epic. But if you have a chance to check it out, I'll go live. You'll see it. I'll post about it. A lot of JQ drivers are going to be there, and it is going to be one of the best nitro races in Canada, bar none.
That's awesome, man. It's awesome. I love your energy. I mean, I loved it at PNB, all you guys. Man, it's so awesome to see people just enjoying RC. I was happy. It was an honor to meet you guys there, and really and truly. So, I try to make friends and meet new people every race I go to, man. And like I say all the time, man, we come from all different backgrounds, different political thinking, different skin color, but we had the one thing in common that we all like, and that's RC.
RC, baby.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
yeah.
Well, before we go, is there anything else you want to say, or you want to shout out to anybody, man? Here you go. Open mic.
Well, all I want to say is that anybody in Canada, if you are looking to get into anything RC related, please hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on any social media. Anytime you see me, my name, or anything, just ask a question and I will try and put you in the right direction, because we would love to see more people come out and give it a try. And just in case you're not prepared, we have a vehicle that you guys can throw on the track and just pull the trigger. So if you're ever interested to try it out, please hit me up and we will do our best to get you out.
That's awesome, man. Anybody you want to shout out before we sign off?
Oh, man. Basically, we're almost independent racing, but I definitely have to give a huge shout out to Cow RC. Cow RC's been keeping us clean for the last little while. And the only other sponsors that I have is AKA Tires. I appreciate their support, because without them being at the big events, I wouldn't know what to do. And of course, the guy that keeps me looking super cool is Bodies by Brandon Marshall. I appreciate all the paint that you do for me and the whole family. I know it must be tough trying to keep up with all the orders, but I appreciate it, bud.
All right, dude. Well, thank you for your time, Adam. It was great talking to you. We gotta get some more of you Canadian guys on this podcast.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And good luck this weekend or whenever you guys are racing her, and have fun, man. Remember, if you ain't having fun, it doesn't make sense. So, but I know you guys are gonna have fun. I'm not worried about that.
We are gonna have fun. Yeah. If you're not having fun, you're doing the wrong thing.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your time. Tell all the boys I said hello, and
sure.
You have a good evening, dude.
All right. Nice talking with you.
Bye-bye.
Nitro is the glory, right, Keenan?
What's up, Joseph? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just packing up here in the Philippines, heading to Europe for some racing, and it's going to be fun.
You excited to get back to Europe?
Yeah, after this heat, it will be good.
Yeah, it's pretty hot, dude. It's getting so warm here in the DR. Like, I'm doing this podcast right now, and I'm just sweating. I mean, I can afford to sweat, but it's just a little bit uncomfortable. I got to get some AC hooked up here in the hobby room / studio. Got all this acoustic foam all over the place. The heat just stays in there forever, man. It's pretty bad. So, yeah, you're going back to Europe. You got, what's your plans, dude? I know you got RCGP round 3 and 4 in the beginning of June, but there are some races coming up that you're going to as well, correct?
Yeah, this weekend I'm doing the first Finnish Nationals. Then the weekend after that is the Euros warm-up at the Ongaro ring. So Ongaro's home track.
No,
Ongario's home track on the Ongario ring. So that should be good. And then I think there's a weekend off, and then it's the RCGP. So I'm going to have to go there, early in the week to set everything up, and we'll be ready to try it again.
Yeah, for sure. It looks exciting. We'll touch on that in a bit. As you guys know, we did a complete podcast on RCGP, and you guys know I was at SilverState. So for those that didn't listen to the podcast on RCGP, we're going to talk briefly about both races this week and my experience and whatever experience Joseph had at RCGP. So what should we start off, Joseph? Which race should we talk about first?
Let's just start with the easy one, SilverState.
The easy one. Well, I'll tell you what. I want to thank the people that got me to SilverState. I'm not going to say their names, but they helped me out. We had a blast. I was out there with Mike Hill, JB, We had a bunch of JQ guys out there. Degani was there. Bobby Moore was there. Obviously, he built the track. I helped build the practice track and the other track. Jeff Pfeiffer, guy Julius.
Hey, by the way.
What up?
How did that practice track thing work?
I don't.
Was it a shit show?
No. I think people just paid and went on it. I didn't really see anybody controlling it. I think you got a bracelet and you went up there. I mean, it's pretty hard to control. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think people really utilize it as much as you think they would, because it was kind of different. Like, it's completely different. Same. It was just different from the actual track. I mean, some people probably went there to tune their engines, maybe try some things that they changed on their car, and, just get some wheel time. But it got used, but not as much as you think. Like, there wasn't lines of people waiting to use it. So,
Yeah.
I think, all right. So, can I finish talking about the JQ guys that were there, please, before you rudely interrupted me?
Sorry.
Jesus, man. So, anyway, we had Julius. He came up with Jeff from Texas. Will Smith from NorCal. We had the New Mexico guys there. Mike Norris, DJ. Shannon was there. She's like one of the best pit moms I've ever met. And then my buddy Chance, he doesn't run JQ, but he's good friends with those guys. It's good to see him. We had the Bearded Wonder, Paul Samarariba. That's his hometown. And I got to meet Phil Souza and his awesome son Hayden. And actually, Paul and Phil and Hayden were the smartest of us because they pitted outside. Who else was there? And Keith Henry. I was watching Keith Henry. I'll tell you, man. Degani got so deep, he had Keith Henry break out his spring rate measuring tool and check spring rates.
Okay.
That's
crazy.
That's how deep Degani was getting at SilverState. I really wanted him to come on and talk about this, but he wasn't. As for SilverState, my first impressions, probably the best location I've ever been to have a race. Convenient. We didn't actually stay in the hotel that was having the race. We stayed right next to it. Degani was staying at the Rio. It's like 15 minutes. I'm glad I ended up staying with JB and Mike. You literally just walk back and forth between the thing, between the track. But the people that actually stayed at the South Point, super convenient for you, man. You just walked up to your room, walked onto the track, and you was there. So location was, in my book, like, I give that a 10 out of 10. Really and truly. It's a great place to have a race. It was pretty cool to see, like, the outside billboard having RC cars on there and stuff like that. Obviously the South Point isn't on the strip. It's kind of far away from the strip. But, I definitely give the location of the race 2 thumbs up. If I could give 2 thumbs up, I would. I can't. So, I definitely enjoyed that. And it's Vegas, man. I've only been to Vegas once before, and I actually got sick. So,
I heard it was super smoky and dusty in there.
Well, can you just let me? Yes, it was super smoky and dusty.
Yeah, you just said it's like the best venue ever. So
best venue. Get it straight. See, you're always trying to interrupt.
Obviously, it wasn't the best venue if it was all smoky and dusty in there.
Can I finish, please? Can I just?
Oh, okay. I thought you were finished.
You what is it like? Are you just amped up on something? Like you had a bunch of Red Bull or something this morning? Like you're so hyper. Like let me finish my G-sums, man.
Oh, just some Facebook drama. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, well we we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we can talk about it, but you can't post about it because you're banned, my friend.
Yes. I got 3 days today. When I was a prison officer. Used to give guys 3 days locked on. Well, I got 3 days locked on today, so
we'll be happy about that.
You know what? Actually, I need a break too, so maybe it might be longer if I decided to be. But you know what? I'm not pissed off for why I got 3 days. Trust me. That's all I know. Freaking idiots. But anyway, let me stop interrupting me while I'm talking about SilverState. Damn it. Jesus.
Okay, we were talking about the great venue.
Yes, I think it's a great venue. Now, okay, the tracks, it was okay. Like, I've seen better. I understand they're only working with limited space, but it was okay. This is Vegas. the aggregate, the sand, like it's more sand than anything. It doesn't allow. I think you have to make tracks that don't have big and stupid jumps, because then it's gonna get blown out. But I mean, it was okay. It could have been better. Joey is definitely a really good track builder, but he was limited to space. It wasn't the biggest space. It wasn't my favorite layout, I would say, that I've seen, but it was there. He did have a driver stand though this year, so he listened and he put a driver stand in, some scaffolding over to the side, so people weren't standing on chairs driving like they were last year. It had a bunch of entries as usual. Joey's races attract a lot of entries. Being as this is in Las Vegas, it's more centrally located, so you had a lot more people that probably didn't come to DNC, like the guys from New Mexico and Texas and Colorado, and I even met a guy from Wyoming there. So I think it's like one of the first RC races I've met from Wyoming. So definitely a lot more eclectic group of people from different states, like similar to how DNC was last year. DNC had a lot of different racers from around America there. So it was good. We was actually pitted. I will say this, man. We actually pitted completely. If we could have picked probably the worst spot to pit in that whole arena, we picked it. Like, we was right behind the staging area. It was so loud, dude. So loud. I was just like, I ended up walking around. I really wish we would have pitted over with the New Mexico people. They were a little bit further across. I actually spent most of my time down there talking to those guys anyway, because it was just a little bit more quiet. But yeah, let's, before we talk about the negatives, I kind of want to cover all the positives that I feel happened, and the racing. Once again, I'm sorry, I told you this at DNC. Dakota Fenn was the fastest guy at this race. I told you at DNC, Dakota Fenn's fast, is looking good. And you said...
I never denied he's fast, but like I said, forget Fenn.
Yeah, but you can't forget him.
DNC was a fluke.
He
finished.
No, it wasn't.
What happened at this race? I didn't even watch it, but let me guess. He was leading, and then he just blew off. Something happened.
Well,
the track,
and
something broke. Servo fell out the car.
No, but in truck, I believe he broke his front shock tower on the truggy. I don't know how that happened. He jumped the jump.
Okay, yeah. So there you go.
And it broke?
He broke a front shock tower. First time in history of RC, someone broke a front shock tower on truck. Okay, Dakota managed to do that. And so what happened in buggy?
I don't know. I don't know what happened in buggy. I don't know if he had a flame out or something went wrong with his receiver or serve. I don't know. But he was undoubtedly the fastest guy there.
So no one knows. Some mysterious thing happened in buggy while he was leading, and he didn't finish.
No, he didn't. So he didn't finish, but it was definitely fast. And he's fast in all three classes. So I'm making this prediction right now, right here on this podcast. If Fend stuff stays together at the Nationals next month, he's gonna win it. Sorry, he is just the guy's so naturally talented. He's fast. If his program stays together, he's going to win the Nationals next month.
It won't.
You're so negative, dude. You're so negative.
Just realistic, man.
Yeah. You're pessimistic. You're pessimistic negativity.
His race this year already happened. It was DNC, okay?
Oh, gosh.
So the rest of this year, he's not going to finish.
All right.
Okay?
Anyway.
Just put it in early.
All right. Well, we'll make a bet right now then, okay? We'll make a bet
Okay, let's make a bet.
What are we betting?
What's the bet?
I don't know. I don't have much money, and neither do you. So, Jesus.
We have to bet on something else then.
I don't know. Slaps. I get to slap you 10 times if I win.
But I won't be alive anymore.
And if you win, I only get to slap you 5 times.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Yeah, there we go. Well, you can either do.
We have to think of something for bets.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's ask the listeners. What do they think? What do we think? Should we bet? What should the bet between me and Joseph? And I won't slap him, honestly.
Listeners can pick, but we'll do the bet now. So what's the bet? You said Fend wins some race?
I think Fend's going to win the Nationals.
Okay, there's no way. He's not going to win the Nationals.
Okay.
Yeah, he might be fast, but he's not going to finish.
All right, whatever you say. Cool. No worries.
And Lutz isn't going to win the Nationals either. Okay, so now we can double up on that.
Well, I didn't pick a second person. I'm just picking the winner.
I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm picking Lutz. He's my second choice now, just because you said it.
There we go. Yeah.
And I think he can do it.
Are going to win the Nationals.
All right.
They'll both be fast, but neither one will win.
All right. Well,
And
guess
I
what?
predict they won't finish either.
Jesus, man. Well, who's your picks then?
For the Nationals?
Yes.
I mean, the boring guys like Tessman and Mayfield, they'll be up there.
Okay, so the safe guys. You're
That's
picking the
about
safe
it.
guys. You don't want to go on a limb.
Yeah, like the normal guys, because that's what's going to happen. You know,
right.
why would I pick something that's not going to happen?
All right. Well, enough about the Nationals. That's not even happened yet. That's our bet. All right. We're leaving it at
Where
that.
are the Nationals?
In at Lone Star. They're actually having the warm up this weekend there. So.
Oh, Thornhill.
Yeah.
Right.
So at Lone Star.
So Rivkin could be fast then.
Yeah,
too.
he won
I
it
think
there.
He won the Nats last time then.
Yeah, 2016 he won it there.
Yeah,
but
so,
Mayfield
yeah.
was equally fast there. Woof. So.
Mayfield, Rivkin, Tessman. Those
All
are your guys. Fendt
All
is going to be fast, but we already covered what's going to happen there.
All right.
We're going to figure out a new way to DNF a race.
All right. Well, anyway, let's continue with our analysis of my analysis of SilverState. The main was very exciting. First off, congratulations to all the people that competed in the open class and done well in the in their mains. I believe. I want to shout out to AJ Schumacher. He finished. I think he won Truggies. That's really good. I talked to him and his dad a little bit. I want to congratulate Julius. He actually made the main in Sportsman Nitro Buggy, but he broke early on. And I think Buddy Christensen, man, the young kid from Vegas. I think he won Nitro Buggy and Nitro Truggy in Sportsman. He was super excited. It's like the world's best turn marshal, dude. That kid's like, he's so fast and runs around and like nonstop energy. But let's talk about, I didn't go watch the e-buggy Nitro Buggy race. I actually watched them from the hotel room on the computer because like after the second day of qualifying there and all the smoke and dust, I had to have a day off from there. And I actually went to the Hoover Dam with JB, and that's pretty cool. I did pop into the track for 30 minutes or whatever. So anyway, the main day. Boots, I'm telling you, Boots was looking good all weekend. He was looked super confident, looked super calm. I talked to him a few times. And it's funny, as he walked up to the rostrum, I said, "Hey, Bootsy, do this one for England." And he laughed. He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then, I went on and I was sitting off with the New Mexico guys watching the main. And I will admit, I thoroughly enjoyed the A-main final, being there live, watching it. Fenn got out to a good lead at first. Boots wasn't too far behind. And then, like, he just kind of... after his mistake, Boots kind of got into a good pace. His car looked really good. Track was super blown out, and he just brought it home. And, I loved it anyway because now it gives me fodder. And, it's like USA and Europe are like equal in wins so far now this year. So the USA-European rivalry continues, and I love it.
Yeah, and we were all saying, like, there's no way a European wins SilverState.
Yeah, we all said that on the last podcast.
Yeah.
And Mayfield got it out. I think he came third. He just was not, like, on pace the whole week. I don't know what happened. But I tell you who...
He was running some new J Concepts compound.
Probably.
The Aqua or something, a new compound. So, I don't know, maybe that was an issue because at least over here it didn't work. So... if he was running that, maybe it was the wrong choice for the main.
But you know who impressed me this weekend too? The guest on the podcast this week, Joao Figueiredo. Man, he made all 3 A finals. He made it in Truggy, E-Buggy, and Nitro Buggy, and finished 4th.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I mean, Mike, you have to kind of give credit to Mike Craddock because he has clearly made a difference in Joao's program. So whatever he's done, whatever's happened, Joao has improved.
Yes.
So Craddock flew to Portugal for the Nationals and for some testing, and now he flew to SilverState with Joao, and we can see the results. He's improving. So I think if they keep on working like this, then he should be strong for the Euros.
Yeah. And he was working also closely with Ricardo Berton. But Ricky, at first he was showing some speed. Ricky was, and then he just never it never like developed into anything. So I actually had him on as one of my guys to TQ the Nitro buggy, but it didn't happen. And other notables, well, Joe Bornhorst won truck. We know that, and that's pretty good for him. You know, Techno truck is good. It did really good in that rough stuff. E-buggy was Rivkin. He done well. You know, I guess the e-buggy suits him a lot. I mean, he can drive Nitro too really well, but e-buggy, you know, with the instant power and whatnot. And CJ Jellin made the A-main as well, so that's really good in Nitro buggy. But yeah, it was pretty good, man. I'm really shocked that Boots. I mean, I'm not shocked that Boots won, but I did call it. Now, don't get me wrong. I did pick him as number one on my, you know, with Jeff Keaton. And
well, this is one of those things where it's a surprise, but it's not a surprise. We all know he's capable, but because he hasn't been doing that well recently, it's surprising when it actually then finally happens.
Yeah.
But then once it's happened, it's like, well, now he's doing what he's supposed to do. So it's one of those situations where it's surprising and not surprising at the same time.
Yeah. He looked super relaxed, dude.
We've kind of been expecting him to do well at some point, but it just has never happened. And then now it finally did.
And he had a mechanic, I believe S-Work sent a mechanic with him as well. So I guess he was really influential in helping him out there as well. But congratulations to Boots. He done it for England. I gave him a little pep talk before. I guess my pep talks are working. I gave lots of pep talk on Facebook before he won DXR. So I guess now if you want to win RC races, get Lefty to give you a pep talk. There you go. You know what, Joseph? I'm going to give you a pep talk. Do good this weekend in Finland. Win.
Okay.
So if you win,
I'll call you right before.
Yeah, there you go. Pep talks. Lutz was good. He did good in Truggy. E-Buggy, he was in the B main.
Hey, wait. Didn't we have something here? Lutz and Tebow?
Oh, did we say anything about Lutz and Tebow at SilverState? I can't remember.
No, like it was before the season. We were saying like who's going to do better, and Lutz isn't going to really do anything, I think we said. And
yeah, but he's...
I really... Man, we have to do some research. Go back to what we actually said.
Yeah.
And then see how wrong we were.
Yeah. Well, we was wrong.
But who won? Who beat who? Like, who was better, Tebow or Lutz?
I don't know. Well, I know Lutz was in the B-Man and Nitro Buggy, and he bumped up. Overall finishing, I would have to pull that up. And give me a second. Let me pull it up.
You just talk. I'm going to pull it up. You're good at talking, so just keep on talking. I'll find it.
Yeah, you're like a woman. You can do two things at once. I'm not too good at that. So anyway, yeah, man, I'm super stoked about Boots winning that, man. And you know me, like, hey, I think I said, hey, I don't know what the score is now. It's got to be like 3-2, I think.
Yeah, we have to go back and first listen to our predictions, then do the scores, and then see what's up.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
you know what?
What?
I'm just checking here on Live RC, which is. I mean, I shouldn't really complain. You know, these days it seems like I can't really criticize anything. It's going to look bad. But you know what the hell? So Live RC is this results website, and I go on here, and there's no overall results.
Just go to the
I feel like
main.
A few years ago I complained about the same thing when I was asking, like, who finished 38th at the Worlds, and they couldn't tell me because there was no overall results.
Can you just please?
But hey, what the hell? I'll just check the A main. You know, no one cares about the other mains anyway. Here we go. Jared Tebow, 5th place.
Okay.
Nitro Buggy. Yep, 2019. That's right. And Ryan Lutz, 9th.
Okay, so...
Also, I see here, interestingly, you said Tessman never really featured. He got 2nd, you idiot.
Oh.
Tessman got 2nd. He lost by 3 seconds.
Jesus.
See, you weren't following it. I guess it was too dusty and smoky in there.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, at least we found something we agree on now.
What's that? So. That I'm an idiot? Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So anyway.
I was having too much fun. I was just happy about Boots winning. I didn't worry about 2nd or 3rd.
Okay, so Boots wins. Awesome job. Unexpected, but we all knew he was capable. Did it with an S-Works, so that's, you know, thumbs up for S-Works.
Yes.
Looks bad for Coelho, because that's who he left.
Mm-hmm.
Testman second. Invisible second. Mayfield third. Joao fourth. Awesome result for him. We already covered that. Tebow beat Lutz. That's all that matters at this point. He was fifth. Savoya sixth.
Yes.
Top TLR. Like
Yes.
you always say, he's top TLR driver.
Yes.
We already covered the reason for him being top TLR.
Yes.
And he finished. Ryan Cavalieri, 7th.
Yeah.
So Cavalieri. This was one I was really interested in before the season, because if people remember, we were kind of talking with Ryan and considering signing him, and then it kind of was between S-Works and JQ in the end. And I'm glad we didn't go for it, to be honest. And the reason we didn't is evident now. I mean, he's more into 10 scale, not really focused on 8 scale. And so far this year, 5 months in my opinion, he hasn't done anything to benefit S-Works.
Well,
I know that's a bit harsh, but in my opinion, that's how it is.
Well, we kind of said this going in, that we thought he was going to focus more on 10 scale. I don't know if he's been running a lot of 8 scale. I think he did a little bit leading up to SilverState, but he's definitely running a lot more 10 scale than he is than Nitro Buggy or 8 scale. But it's a better finishing position than he had at DNC, I believe. I can't remember his exact finishing position, but
Yeah. It's going to be interesting if he's still on S-Works next year for the Worlds, because then it's a World Championship and then he'll focus, and that will be interesting to see.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, then 8th place, Joe Bornhorst. So average Joe, placed 8th. That's pretty much where you place when you finish a race and you aren't fast enough to battle it out at the front. Beat by his teammate. Yeah.
Yeah, who was 9th and 10th
in this race.
Yeah, but he won
driver.
Truggy. He won Truggy. That was good for him.
Truck driver. Ryan Lutz, he beat Ryan Lutz, so he must be stoked about that. So not a great race for Ryan. I'm sure he isn't happy with that. He's capable of doing more.
Yes.
Spencer Rivkin, I mean, at least he made the main.
Yes, because he didn't make it at DNC.
Yeah, so baby steps, I guess. Like we said, for the Nationals, Spencer he could even win it. So it's kind of, it's funny, actually. DNC doesn't make the main. SilverState, 10th place. And he could win the Nats. I mean, it wouldn't surprise anyone.
Yeah, and he's going to do a bunch of 8-scale racing here. He's going to, I think he might be going to the Lone Star, the Nats warm-up. He's going to be at AMS. So, yeah, you got it tuned in.
The captain, Adam Drake, 11th.
Yeah,
another main.
That's good.
Like, I wish they had stats in America. Like, how many mains has he made? What do you think?
He was busy, dude.
He's like Chad Reed.
He was so busy, because Mugen had a lot of people there, and he was obviously helping Rhonda and stuff like that. So to make that main, and he was like really busy. Like, I saw him every time I saw him, he was walking or doing something. So yeah, kudos to him.
Yep, another main for Chad Reed. That's 736 mains in America to date.
Hey, well, he's making mains. You didn't make it.
Not a top 10, but still.
It's all right.
12th, Alex Zancatin.
I think that's good. I mean, he could do better.
He qualified well. He qualified 7th.
Yeah. He
just couldn't hold on to it in the main, I guess.
Yeah. But that's still a good result for Zancatin, I would say.
Don't they have a new car coming? Techno? Or is this the new car now?
I don't know what they're running on. I heard rumors that they're not even running I don't know. I didn't
need to find out.
Yeah,
they're your new sponsor anyway. You need to find out this stuff,
Well, what?
Some scoops for the podcast.
No, well, they sponsored the Grassroots Racer Spotlight segment, and I thank them for doing that.
Yeah, you should have Joe Bornhorst on there.
Jesus. You know what? I'm gonna edit that out.
Nah, don't do that.
Yes.
Okay, next 13, CJ Jellin.
Yeah. CJ is struggling a little bit with his program now. Talk to him and his dad. I really like CJ. He's a nice young kid. I think they're gonna get it together. I think they were happy to make the main. I think
he must have had some issues. He was so many laps down.
Yeah, he must have. You know, like I said, I got caught up, too busy watching Boots and having fun watching that. So, you know, sorry
14th
guys.
Dakota Fend.
Yeah,
14th Dakota Fend. I mean, he can make it 32 minutes now. That's good. If we had 30-minute mains, he would be solid at this point.
Yeah.
So he still has to make up 30 minutes for, you know, the Worlds next year. So I think it's doable. Like 30 minutes in 2 years. Maybe. Or 1 year at this point. I guess 1.5.
Yeah. You know what? I'm still picking him for the Nationals next month. So
yeah,
whatever you say.
You would. Let's see fastest lap. 34.2 Boots. Pretty even. Maybe with a good fast lap. And Dakota Fend with 34 flat.
Yeah, he was fast, dude. I'm trying to tell you.
The fastest lap.
I'm telling you, dude's fast. Just like I told you at DNC. But Boots look good. Boots deserve the
He
match.
needs to work on that consistency. 60%.
Jesus.
Not too good.
Well, you need to work on a lot of things. So,
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do need to work on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Anyway, just
otherwise than that,
it's interesting.
Otherwise than that,
15. Don't forget 15.
Oh right, it was 15. Tanner Stees.
He made it 11 minutes.
Yeah. Oh really? I don't even know what happened. You know what it is? I get confused with Tanner Stees' car and Tessman's car. That's what it is.
Both on X-ray. Similar paint jobs.
Yeah.
Both quiet.
Yeah.
They said 7 words in their lives combined.
Well, you're just really feeling really chipper. No more Red Bull for you, okay? No more Red Bull for you.
I remember Max will never ever forget this moment of when Ty spoke for the first time. It was in Charlotte, 2008. He made the world's main, and he was like 11 or 12 or something ridiculous. He was really young.
14.
And they asked, 14, and they were like, Ty Tessman, well, this is amazing. What a great achievement. Like, how does it feel to make the World Championships A main at this young age? And then he goes, awesome.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So it's like a running joke at this point.
Yeah, but that's cool.
So
it was an awesome
joke.
It was an awesome feat. I think definitely the racing was good. And congratulations to Boots. Also, I want to say, man, the people that I met there made it really good. I met a lot of people that support the podcast, came up and talked to me, and said how much they like it. I met a group of guys from Colorado outside. Man, these guys were awesome. They had a Jägermeister machine there on their pit table, and I had a couple of shots of that, but they had quite a lot of Jägermeister there. Just good stuff, man. Hey, just, met a bunch of people, talked to a bunch of people. I really enjoy that. I love going to new races. This is what I like about RCs, going to these races, meeting awesome people that are into RC, and, just spreading love, just having fun. And I really enjoyed it, and it made this trip worth it. Plus, hanging out with, JB and Mike and, going around and seeing Vegas and stuff like that, that made it fun as well. So I enjoyed that part of the trip. Now
I mean, if I can just say, that's what I enjoy also, and I think that gets missed a bit, and I think we'll transition into the RCGP and talking about that soon. So maybe I'll there's a word for this, when you transition into another topic. Segway. What the hell is it?
A Segway.
Is it Segway?
A Segway is something you ride around. Like,
what is that? I'm gonna have to check. There's like,
I don't know.
There's a word for that.
I don't know. All right, here's my. But you just shut up, Jesus.
Wait, I need to figure this word out.
No, you don't. Figure it out and let me talk, Jesus. You just. Okay. So anyway, that's my positive notes about SilverState. Now, I try not to bash races, and I actually thought about this long and hard since I've been back from SilverState. But I think my main gripe with this race, I've been to a few indoor races, Dave's races, and I have to say, this was the worst dust and smoke I've ever been in an RC race. Look, I've worked in tunnels, right? I used to spray shotcrete in tunnels. I've worked around the world doing that. Not the best ventilation. You're working underground, spraying shotcrete, cement dust all over the place, right? I will tell you what. Inside of the arena where the race was being put on looked like how a tunnel would look after I sprayed shotcrete, right? And we would be in full PPE, like with respirators and stuff like that. So I did not like that part of this race. I mean, literally everything had dust all over it. People were getting nosebleeds from breathing in dust. I think JB got one. I saw people with tissue stuffed up on their nose. I saw like new people come in, and they probably just saw the signs up there because it was being promoted up in the casino, and that's great. I really like that. I saw like people come in and they were like dressed up, in some nice clothes or whatever, and they kind of walked in and walked right back out. Like, you know what I mean? It was so dusty in there. The smartest people were the people that pitted outside. I think the track needed more water. Something about low water pressure, so it didn't get the water that it needed. Talking to like Degani and people that went there before, they said it wasn't that bad last year, dust wise and smoke wise. So, I don't bash, but that was not good. And a lot of people complained about the actual track being blown out. That doesn't really, I didn't race, but that doesn't really bother me because I don't think there's been there's been one Vegas track that didn't get blown out. That was when they put that treatment on it, I think, at the Las Vegas track when they had one there. I don't mind it being blown out. Degani said it was worse than it was last year. And a lot of people complained about that, and a lot of people weren't happy about that. And, hopefully Joey and the guys, they improve on that going into next year if it's going to be there again next year, and they work on the dust situation, work on the track getting blown out situation. I know it's hard too because tracks got blown out. I think definitely could be a little bit more. I like seeing a whole bunch of banners and stuff around it, like eventually how they did it at DNC and whatnot, and I didn't see that there. And people might be saying I'm just pissing and moaning, but I think these are all the concerns that I heard from people at the track as well. So, that's my negative side of it. And I actually have. Oh, go ahead. I actually have one more story that was pretty cool.
I can't really say anything negative, can I? I'll be crucified.
You can't say anything, so shut up. But and I'm not bashing. This is just my opinion on what happened there, man. I didn't feel good. My asthma was acting up afterwards, and it was just I don't think that's comfortable, and I think that has to be addressed. Yes, it's indoor racing, smoke and a little bit of dust inevitable, and the aggregate there is just so sandy, so it makes for that. So it has to be wet, man. It has to get wet. But yeah, that's my opinions on that. And I don't know if that pisses people off. I'm cool with that, but that's just how I felt. Like, I think it can be a great race, and it can be a lot better if they just control that stuff. And I don't think anybody would disagree with me. I do like that they had a bar at the track too. And can I say something? Oh, go ahead. Say what you have to say, because I actually forgot about one thing that really impressed me too. Hello?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So just tell me when.
Just do it. Jeez, man. You know what? You really are irritating me today. You really are.
How do I know when to start?
Hey, just go. We're recording you. Jeezums. Go.
Okay, how about you just finish all your topics and then I'll go.
All right. I'll tell you what. We wanted Degani to do the three-peat, right? And he was getting serious about it, and it was pretty cool watching him. The banter between him, Barry Baker, even Cheeky was getting in it. I was Cheeky was coming over to me saying, "Hey, your boy's getting serious." I said, "Yeah, you got him over there measuring shock springs, stuff like that." I will say this, okay, Degani had a servo failure. He didn't have a good weekend. I watched Degani on his third qualifier. I don't know where this came from, dude, but I watched Degani. He was not even gonna make the A main. He was that far down, he wasn't gonna make it. I was like, man, Degani's not even gonna make this A main. He said afterwards that his engine was lean bugging and he couldn't drive it properly. But I watched Degani pull one out of his ass and just wrestled that car around that track, and it was super blown out. And you could just see it. And I watched him climb the ladder, from not making it into the A main, gonna finish 30th for that round, where he ended up finished 7th for that round. and actually, you know, ended up making the A-main. I thought that was one of the most impressive drives I've seen. It was just pure determination not to be left in the, to make it to the A-main. And you know what? I can, like, seeing him do that, like, it was just pure will and determination, like, honestly. And I was super impressed by that. So kudos to Dugani, but he didn't get
he's
first.
a world champion.
Exactly. And when I saw that, I was like, that's why he's the first ever American world champion.
Yeah,
so that was pretty impressive. So, all right, go ahead. You can talk now.
Okay, it is segue. So I was correct. A segue is a smooth transition. When you segue in conversation, you change the topic so smoothly that people might not even notice. So I just blew my segue. But it was going to be the fact that you were saying how it was awesome at the race and you had fun. And yeah, then you gave some feedback about how to improve it, and that's that. And I think this is something people miss because the RCGP thing, which we're doing, isn't there to replace these existing races. I have fun at these existing races. I've had fun at these races for a number of years. I always give feedback on stuff I think they should improve because, I mean, why not? Like you just said, you know, it was really smoky and dusty in there. Everyone would enjoy it more if it was less smoky and dusty. So that's an improvement. But you still enjoyed the experience. You enjoyed the fact that the race exists and you can go to it. So that's all well and good. That's fine. The thing that I feel people miss is that RCGP is coming in and doing things differently and replacing all these races that exist. And that's not at all the goal, and it's never been the goal. And what people need to understand that both can exist. Races with hundreds of entries, races that race 24 hours a day, races that have a week of practice before, races that have 12 different classes, they can all exist. And all of us can have fun and choose which races we go to. RCGP is a very specific project. The idea is to create a series where a number of professional teams race, professional media covers the race, and that becomes the sort of face of RC. RCGP's idea is to improve the image of what we do. So when people look at us, they don't just dismiss it as, oh, these losers are playing with toy cars. We want them to see and feel the sort of excitement that the people who get RC, who are in it, feel. And that we can't do with, 300 people in a shed in the middle of nowhere in smoke and dust. And no one knows what's going on except the people who are really into it. Like, we can't do it that way. So RCGP isn't trying to replace all the other races or even necessarily change the other races. If people like to do that, that's fine. The point of RCGP is to create an image for the sport or hobby that can be presented to outside people, new people. We can go to a motocross race. We can build a track next to the motocross track, and we can have tens of thousands of people watching us. We can post videos online. We can post videos on influential social media channels in the future and have a ton of people see it and be interested. So it's a completely, it's a different thing. So when people try and join those together, like, oh, JQ's just talking shit on SilverState or DNC because he thinks he can do it better, and it's not about that. We are doing things in RC in a certain way, and I think by having one race series that does it differently, it can benefit all of RC as a whole. So it's two different things. The SilverState race is different to the RCGP race. Mm-hmm. And you can't really compare them if you want to be fair to both races. Yeah,
I agree. And I'm not trying to compare them. I I just look at it as a great weekend of racing we had. The SilverState race has been around for what? Probably just as long as the DNC race. Maybe, I don't know if it's not as long, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the exact history. And then we had something that just started. I know we did a whole podcast on this, on the starting grid, about the RCGP race. But let's talk about it briefly while we're here, because I know a lot of people may not listen to the RCGP podcast, but they listen to this. So we definitely have to touch on it.
Let me just add one thing. Maybe this thought kind of clears it up for some people. So let's take DNC. If DNC is really popular next year, or if DNC doesn't exist next year, nothing will change really in RC, and it will have no effect on RCGP. Whatever DNC does, it doesn't affect the RCGP series. And I would argue it doesn't affect RC as a whole either. But if RCGP as a series is successful and achieves its goals, it will affect DNC, and it will affect all other RC races positively, because it will successfully grow the sport, grow the hobby, get more people involved, get more people watching, get more people checking out all these races and going to their local tracks and races. And that's the point. So if RCGP succeeds, it actually benefits the rest of the industry. That's a key difference that I think people are missing, because they are looking, they can't see the forest for the trees. That's the problem here.
Okay. Well, we've said this before, and I agree with you 100%. But let's talk a little bit about rounds 1 and 2, dude. You know what? I'm going to side with Keaton on this one. I really enjoyed the 2 15-minute races for round 1. I really thought they were awesome. The racing was better. The qualifiers, super great. Super, the whole heads-up racing, inverting the field. The qualifiers were exciting, super exciting. I mean, you had the same qualifiers on the second round on Sunday. But I feel once Runnerfuck was out of it on the second day in the 60-minute final, and Ungaro kind of walked away with it. It was kind of meh. It was okay. It was still great. I enjoyed it. But definitely for this round of RCGP, the 2 15-minute races were the best, in my opinion.
Well, I think we need both. I think the best solution is to have both.
Of course.
On Saturday, you have the qualifying races, and then you have 2 short to 15-minute mains. So, it works like motocross. Both races are added together, and the second race wins if there's a tie.
Yeah.
But then on the Sunday, then we have qualifying races again, short, exciting races, and then we have the long 60-minute main. Pit stop strategy, run time, tire wear. I just think it's needed. This is nitro racing. It requires good preparation and equipment and the right tire choice and a good driver who can focus for a long time. I think a championship series like this, it needs both. And this is, I think it's a good balance. Now we have one race on Saturday, short sprint races, and then the long race on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. So how did you feel going in? I mean, I know you were saying that you're super busy because you ended up doing a whole bunch of stuff and you didn't even really practice or anything like that. But you actually done pretty well. You didn't suck. You beat Max, so I have to congratulate you.
I was a bit surprised. I did better than I expected because my preparation was really seriously lacking for this race. I didn't even build a new car, and I used my practice car and just put a new chassis on it and new arms and new oils in the diffs and that's it. So I was kind of surprised. I knew the track obviously, so that helped because I was really busy during the first days practice and first day of racing, so I didn't really have time to do anything to my car, but it was working good. And I just, went up for my race, did my race, and that's it. So I'm happy with how it went. As a driver, I think it's fun because now we had one race, well, 2 races really, with the same group of guys. And now we get to do it again in Austria. So we kind of already establishing like who's faster than who and who are battling each other. And, you know, there was some contact with some driver this weekend. So you're going to into the next race kind of with that at the back of your mind sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
the rivalry continues.
I like that aspect of this. I like it. So it's racing the same guys all over again. And also with how the championship points are, you can see like, okay, so the JQ team is like, okay, we definitely don't want to be last. So as a team, Max, we need to get our shit together. We don't want to be last of all the teams. You know, these sorts of things. So yeah, I think it's fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun. And, you know, Ongaro pretty much dominated, man. He was like just on fire. Him and Runafalk had some really good battles. Battier got up there for a little bit. Cole Ogden really impressed me. His game has stepped up a lot. His time with David over there in Europe, it seems to be benefiting him a lot. I think at the next round he's gonna do pretty good there as well.
Yeah, I think Ongaro was really the man to beat.
Well, he's
over the whole weekend.
Yeah,
he kind of it was kind of weird. I felt like he had everyone covered, but then when you looked at the times, David Ronefalk was right there. Like it was thousandths of a second here in seeding and a tenth there, and it was like really small differences. But when you watch the videos and you saw them drive, it seemed like Ongaro was comfortable. He was just going. He could do that all day. And Ronefalk was pushing more. He was making mistakes. He was up on two wheels. Like he was on the edge to be able to do the same. And I think that showed in the 60-minute main, even though we didn't really get to see the showdown because David's tires fell off. But I think the outcome would have been the same even if the tires had stayed on.
Yeah.
So Ongaro was really the driver to beat at this race.
Yeah.
So David second, only one really to challenge him, and then Robert was a step below. He was always fighting for that third spot and not really ever featuring in the fight for the win. So I don't know why.
But then Canas was there too.
He didn't really get or find the comfort level he needed to be able to match the lap times and push.
Yeah, and Canas done well. He ended up coming.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he
low in the top 10 on the first day.
Yeah,
8th or around that, and
then
second
on the second day.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did really well. He did really well. I don't know what he changed from Saturday to Sunday. Actually, both S-Works improved a lot.
Yeah.
Overnight. So I don't know what they changed, what they found, but they were both faster on Sunday.
So S-Works had
Widmeyer also was up there in the main, in the 60-minute main. He was running in third, I think, third or fourth for a while. And then where did he finish? Like 6th or 7th?
I believe so.
So he did really well.
S-Works had a good weekend. They won at SilverState, came second in the second day at RCGP. Great weekend for S-Works, man. Pretty awesome. McBride and Lee Martin, Infinity.
McBride was kind of the he did what he normally does. He finished 5th on both days, and he was kind of just there, like invisible in a way. Like he wasn't really.
He did win a qualifier though.
Yeah, he did win a qualifier. Was that I think he started up front in one. Was that the one he won? I'm not
I can't
sure
remember. I'd have to go back and look.
But you know what I mean? Like he isn't flashy where you think, oh yeah, this guy, you know, he might win this thing. He was never that guy. But then at the end of the day, it's top 5 both days. That's really good.
Yeah, good stuff. And he'll be going. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he's doing the full series.
Yeah.
And in the 60-minute main, he was like down in 10th, 11th place, and really didn't have a good first 20 minutes of the race, and then just, you know, found his groove and, past drivers, finished 5th. So.
Yeah. Lee Martin had a quiet weekend, unfortunately. Aaron Stringer, same situation, quiet weekend for him. He had glimmers of brilliance, but couldn't put it together. Hara, well, I don't know.
I don't know. Lee has probably been focusing more on
10 scale.
10 scale anyway. He didn't have a very good Neo either. So I think it's not really... I mean, I think it's really just the fact that he hasn't been running much 8 scale and he's not really in the groove. So he wasn't up there. Hara, different car again. Always a different car.
Mm-hmm.
Also not really focused on his racing at the moment. So he was a bit off.
Patrick Hoffer had, I think, a decent showing.
Patrick Hoffer, like the S-Works, he improved on Sunday and did better on Sunday. And I think he had a frustrating qualifying experience because he often started at the front, because the way the qualifying works in RCGP is every qualifier is a race, and the grid is inverted. So whoever wins starts last the next time, and whoever's last starts first.
Yeah.
So Patrick was often starting top 3, and then, often he would be even leading the race, and then something would happen. Like the chasing pack would get, all up in his rearview mirror, racing incidents, takeouts, aggressive moves, whatever. I was racing, so I didn't see these, but that's what happened, and I think it was quite frustrating for him because he felt like he wanted a fair chance to, run up front for as long as he could. And he didn't always get that. And I've definitely been there too. That's how it feels to be at the Reedy, when you aren't quite as fast as the top guys, and the top guys want to get through, and they're in a hurry. So I can understand how he felt. But I think this is actually really good for him. This is a really good learning experience because he's running the same car as Ongaro in the same team. He sees what changes they are doing and what setups they are running, and he gets to race some of the best drivers in the world multiple times now throughout this series. So he can learn. He can see where he's losing time. He can see where he's matching the other guys. He can see where they make a move when he leaves the door open in a corner and stuff. So I think he will improve throughout this series, and that's exactly why he's on the team. This is actually why the Scampi Rosso team was started, because Beat wanted to give Patrick this opportunity to do this. So
Beat's a nice guy.
So, yeah.
Enjoyed my conversation with him. If you guys want to know more about that, I'm going to shamelessly plug the other podcast, The Starting Grid. I've done a few over there. If you want to know any more about RCGP, go there. We're going to be putting more up there. There's a really in-depth podcast about this whole race. I personally think the RCGP side of it came off pretty good. Congratulations to you, Joseph, and everybody involved who put the time in, especially to RC Racing TV, Matt and Nick, who put in a lot of work. Lots of innovative things that kind of blew my mind, like the scoring and the seeing the people, seeing the actual driver's face. How about putting their car next to him too? I know it'd be kind of difficult, but I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, just too much info, I think. It's a work in progress. This is nowhere near what we want to achieve. I mean, it's still going to improve a lot from here.
Because now you have content from this race, so it carries to the next race. So you have a story now.
And we had to start somewhere, right? So now we have one weekend done, and also the post-race shows, which were posted 1 week later. So that's all done once, and now we can gather feedback, talk about everything that was done, and improve for the next race.
Yeah, for sure.
Something I just want to comment on. I saw a bunch of comments online about how about the coverage, that the RC2 class isn't getting coverage and RC2 lives matter and this sort of stuff. And I think I understand why people say it, but I don't think it's right. And the reason is that the RC2 class do get coverage. The only thing we didn't stream over the weekend was practice for no one. No practice was streamed. And then the 2 first qualifiers weren't streamed for the RC2 class. But then the third round of qualifying, from then on, everything was streamed live for both RCGP and RC2.
Well,
and the reason for that is that we have limited staff and a limited budget. So we have to prioritize. The whole idea is to be able to create material and like a TV show level production of the RCGP class. And to do that, we have to do a lot of filming during the event. And that filming has to be done at some point, right? So during practice, Control and RC Racing TV were working hard to prepare everything, film, edit, prepare all the clips that you then ended up seeing over the weekend.
Yeah.
And now some clips which you only saw now in the post-production stuff, which was released a week later. So it just isn't possible at this point to stream everything. If we stream everything, then it's going to be just like any other race. But the whole point of RCGP is to try something different. So no practice streamed and no first two qualifiers for RC2.
Can I make...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, finish yourself. Finish.
Yeah, but then the reason I think people feel that the RC2 guys are kind of forgotten is that, like, I made a post on Facebook about this actually, is because someone said that you shouldn't make the RC2 guys feel like they are third class citizens. And I said, well, I disagree. I think RC2 guys are actually first class. They're in first class in this race. They have a press conference. They have great trophies. Their races are streamed live. So it's really, I mean, there's a setup clinic, one from each RCGP team. In the press conference is in the press conference area. It's filmed. The RC2 drivers can gather around, listen to advice, ask questions. So we do things to support the RC2 class. It's not an afterthought. It's there because it's a part of the series. So I think RC2 is first class, and the disconnect is the fact that RCGP is on a private jet. So there's this big gap, but it's not because the RC2 coverage or the format or the racing or their treatment is lower than normal. It's actually right up there with the best races in the world. It's just that the RCGP class is way above that.
Yeah, I get that.
And
I get
that's
that.
why I think people feel that way. So I would say the RC2 class is first class, and RCGP, they're on a private jet.
Okay. I get that.
And I would like people to maybe think about it that way instead, because RCGP, there's like interviews before every race, after every race, there's a press conference, there's all this stuff going on, all the team tents and all that stuff. So it just makes it seem that way. But I think if you objectively look at it, what RC2 are getting is actually a good race.
Yeah.
Just like many other races in the world.
It's getting exactly the coverage that it will get at any other race.
Yeah, and even additional stuff, like the press conference. They get that too.
All right. First off, congratulations to Pelle Komse from Denmark. He actually won it. He did a great job. He actually gets an invite to RCGP next year. He's going to be in Austria next month, along with, seems like a lot of other fast young guys are coming to race for that. Adam Figeuiredo's coming all the way from Malaysia. Been talking to his dad for the last few days. They're super excited. I'm super happy about that. I get how they feel that way, because I think a lot of focus was put into RCGP, like you said. But I have a few suggestions, and and this is what I would like to see personally, is I would like to see some maybe podium pictures, podium presentations from the 40 plus class, the junior class, and RC2, maybe small interviews integrated into the post-race show. And why I say that, yes, RCGP is the show we're trying to present, but RC2, junior race, and 40 plus show the new people that will be watching this, hey, you can do this too. That's just my opinion, and I think going forward, if you guys can manage to do that, I don't know how hard it is. I know a lot of work's going on behind the scenes to do this, so I would like to see that. And then I think that's what the RC2 guys want, and I think it's worth it too, because I watched the post shows. I thought they're great. They're getting a lot of views on Unreal. You could go check them out. That's Extreme TV's Facebook page. I think each one's over almost at 13,000 views. It's just been a week, not even a week. It's been a few days. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's 2 different events. That's just what I would suggest to you guys to take in consideration, because that shows the new people that we're trying to attract that, you can do this too. So just my opinion. And congratulations to Pele and all the people that participated in RC2. We had one JQ guy. I think he was the top Filipino guy too, who finished 7th.
Yeah, could have finished a lot higher, but he forgot to set his brakes. He had no brakes.
Okay, yeah. So that's really good of him to do that as well, man. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to everybody. Something that you said to me too that pretty amazed you, that you had people from countries you never even knew raced RC come to this race. You had
like Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
I didn't know they raced there.
Yeah, and you obviously had the contingent. The guys from India came too, is right?
Well, they were supposed to, but they had a visa issue, so they couldn't come.
Oh no,
so
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
I forgot to ask all about that, man. Oh man, that's too bad for them guys.
So they
man.
didn't make it. So they lost their money on their tickets and everything.
So that sucks, man. I feel so bad for them because they were so excited to go to that race. I feel bad for you, Darmish, and all those guys who are gonna go, man. Heads up, man. Heads up. But yeah, that's my only thing I would like to see be incorporated. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this is an ongoing process, and I know you guys are striving to get better. So once again, kudos to everybody involved, and hey man, I'm just happy to see this going. I know how much work's been put into it. I know how much time and money's been put into this, and hey man, I'm a full supporter. I'm passionate about it, and so passionate that I've been getting in arguments for the last few days on Facebook, and I try not to argue much. It stress me out, and I'm glad to have my 3-day Facebook ban. But something that set a light Facebook today was Scotty Ernst announcing that he will not be doing rounds in Europe. Well, he won't be doing a round in America either, and it started a big shitstorm of controversy on Facebook today. RCGP released a statement about it, and being as you have the mic, let's talk about it real quick.
Well, what can I say? All the people that are working with RCGP have a contract. They should read the contract. The contract states it's race by race basis. And I received the same email that Scotty got, and the email states that RCGP won't be able to hire Scotty for the European rounds, but hopes that the final round, which isn't set, the date isn't set yet, we hope that round is suitable to Scotty's schedule so he can attend. So it's really a situation where Scotty is skipping 2 races and joining for the last race. But he made it out to be something different on his post, and I don't know why he did that. Maybe he didn't read the email carefully or whatever. I don't know. But that's the truth. It's not really a big deal. I don't understand why it blew up so much. It's simply a case of having a budget before the season and sticking to it. And that's it. I mean, the entries for Austria, there are something like 30 entries in the open class. And Scotty is the guy doing the announcing for the people on the ground, for the people at the event.
Mm-hmm.
So if money needs to be saved somewhere, that's the obvious place to do it.
Yeah.
Because there aren't a huge amount of people there. We aren't expecting outside spectators. We aren't joining some event.
Mm-hmm.
And Scotty isn't the guy doing the announcing for the outside world. The RC Racing TV guys, Nick Damon, is doing that. So the coverage for most people, except those 30 people, will be just the same. So I really can't understand why this became some huge drama thing.
Well, because one thing, Scotty's well liked in the industry, well respected, and it's good that you guys had him on in the first place. But I totally understand. I've been let go from jobs. Usually like
but he wasn't let go. That's the thing.
Well, you know what I mean.
The contract wasn't terminated or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's race by race.
Right. I get that.
Race 1, okay, you're in. Race 2, okay, we don't have entries. It doesn't make sense spending thousands of dollars for this. So, okay. let's skip the next race.
Yeah.
Let's look forward to the following one.
Yeah, I get
That's
that.
basically the situation. So
I get that.
I don't know.
But, Joseph, everything you do and everything RCGP does is under a fine microscope, and everybody's going to nitpick and pick it apart. It's just simple as that. You've been critical about lots of things. We're going to talk about this later, so I'm not even going to go much into it. But, it's just going to be nitpicked and pulled apart. And, hey, that's just the nature of the beast. Everybody has an opinion. You definitely have an opinion. I have an opinion. And, hey, the show must go on, dude. I'm sorry Scotty's not going to be there, but I fully understand why he's not going to be there. And for the show to continue, sometimes things have to be sacrificed. That's how I look at it. And hopefully you guys get more entries for Austria. Let's talk about Austria real quick because it looks like a great race. And this is another thing we have to understand is that RCGP isn't designed to work off 600, 700 entries. You know what I mean? It cannot work. The whole system cannot work off of that. It's designed to be a race. It's, to have the RC2 class and have the RCGP class, which is the show, to get these pro guys racing against each other, compete, have a series, and make a product that we can then present to other to sponsors and whatnot to help grow the industry, as well as make a product for people to watch and get interested in the industry. So there's not going to be 700 entries. I think you will get some more entries for Austria. There's some pretty fast young guys going there. I see Hampusberg's going there. I see Valente's going. Hopefully Jamie Clancy goes, and a couple other fast young guys can make it and make a great event for RC2. Because it's actually a series. The RC2 Smart is a series. It's 2 races. The Fairing in Austria and then Asti in Italy. So, it's unfortunate, but sometimes hard decisions have to be made. But anyway, we look forward to Austria in the first week of June. We have a lot of great racing coming up over the next few weeks. Racing season's in full effect. We got the Nats warm-up next week. We have the Tri-State Championship that the Showers are putting on. Not a big race, but, they're trying to raise some money for MDA, which I'm actually trying to do a fundraiser for as well. You'll get to see me eat a hot chip, Joseph, that chip that we got from the New Mexico guys. I'm going to eat it on Facebook. I still have it. Yeah, I have mine too, but I'm going to eat it. You know what happened? It's so stupid. The guy, I went through secondary screening going to Vegas, and the guy took it out of the box and squashed it all up, so it's like crumbs now. So I'm going to suffer. What? Yeah, because I don't know. I must look like a drug dealer or, I don't know. I still have it, but he, crushed it up. Like, he was like, what's this? And then we have AMS coming up. It's the same weekend as the Austria race. Beatty Design race coming up. Lots of racing coming up, man. Jeez, I can't wait. We're going to have lots to talk about. Are you going to be able to talk about all this stuff while you're on the road in Europe? Can you get yourself a better mic while you're in Europe too, please?
Yeah, I can look for something.
All right, cool. Well, Joseph, we're gonna end this right now.
Okay, sure thing.
Cool. This concludes our podcast for this week, episode number 25. I'd like to say thank you to Joao Figueiredo for coming on. Also, thank you to Corbin and his dad, Joey, for coming on and talking about their race. No rant this weekend, but next week we'll have Jeff Keaton back and JQ on, hopefully, and I think that's going to be pretty epic. So, there's been enough ranting and negativity on Facebook this weekend to support. No rant needed. So please, guys, remember, I'm trying to raise some money for the Tri-State race that the Showers are putting on, and all proceeds go to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So I do have a fundraiser that Andrew Rizzo from the Positive RC movement has helped me start up, so it's under his name. But I will be doing the Packy Chip Challenge next Wednesday. What goes in hot must come out hot. So I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a challenge. I saved that chip for a long time. Thank you to Michael Norris and Shannon, who gave it to me last year in El Paso. I don't know if I should be saying thank you or I should be saying, oh, what am I doing? But hey, it's for a great cause, and I think we should all get behind that. Let's raise some money, and it's all going to the MDA. So I appreciate the people that have donated so far. Let's keep it going. We have about a week left to do it. So please share and like that post. My 3-day ban will be up, I guess, in a couple of days, so I'll be able to talk, and I can message me. You can message me, but I can't actually post on Facebook, so that's cool. I need a little break anyway. But thank you guys for the continued support. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for all the love that I was given at SilverState. For the people that I met, had a drink with. Thank you all. It was a pleasure. Remember, guys, I'm going to say one thing before I go, and it's about criticism. Everybody has an opinion and everybody criticizes, myself included, Joseph most definitely, but lots of people. Here's my point on criticism. Some people criticize and some people actually do. Some people just sit back and criticize and will criticize everything and complain about everything and actually do nothing. Some people criticize and actually do something about it. So we talk about all this stuff in RC. We want things to change. We want to be the change to be and all, and being positive and all that stuff. Come on, let's be realistic. Nothing in life is 100% positive. This is the real life here. Yes, it's RC cars, but real life things. Like, yes, this is a hobby that most of us do. But you know what? Hey man, if you guys want things to change, then be that change. If you see something new starting up, and I try to support everything that's RC related. Look, there's lots of podcasts popping up right now, and that's so great. I love to see that. A great one, Track Walk, from the Northwest guys up there. They actually invited me on that podcast actually while I was recording this actual this outro or recording this podcast. So I'm going to be on that this Sunday. Those guys have a great little podcast going, on the turn. Who else do we have? We have, obviously the Radio Impound podcast, which is one of the first ones that I started listening to. Tim Smith's TSR podcast. Katie Carmendi has Race Like a Girl. There's probably some I'm missing. Matt has the MBM podcast, which hasn't really been active. I'm sorry if I'm missing somebody's RC podcast. I forgot. Aiden and Joseph from Extra Lap. State of RC from the UK as well. Really good. There's another one there. I think it's called the 300. I think so. I haven't really listened to it. I have to go and listen to it. But my point being is that, I encourage all of that. Because, they're trying to do something. They want to talk about RC. And I think it's great. I think the more people talking about RC and talking about their experiences exposes everybody to how great RC is and how big it is around the world. And it's just not contained to certain areas. So I applaud that. I don't, and I push them, and these people have helped me. Oh, I forgot about my buddy Joe Zaire's podcast too. Run Out of Talent. Sorry, Joe. We're all ambassadors for RC, and we have to make things better. You can choose to be positive or negative, and trust me, I've been negative too, and I feed into the drama and all that stuff as well. But I try to be positive. I try to put on, talk to people and tell people what I do. Especially like when I'm traveling and stuff. People are like, hey, what's that? If I have a car with me, and I explain to them. We all do that. We know we need new people in the hobby. Most definitely. Because right now, some places the hobby is good, some places the hobby isn't. But we can all benefit from new people in the hobby. Hey, I'm really passionate about RCGP because they're trying to do something different. The most of the feedback I see about RCGP is really good. Of course, there's negative stuff because, of course, there's always going to be a negative stigma attached to JQ. But let's look at it this way. RC is bigger than JQ. RCGP is bigger than JQ. Damn, JQ Racing is bigger than JQ. If we don't all come together and start working together instead of pulling each other down, RC is not going to go anywhere. We all say we want RC to grow and be better, or be a part of it. Don't be part of the people that pull it down. Just because you may not feel that you may not totally agree with something, give it a chance. Let it see how it works. Don't tear it down just because you don't agree with it. If you have criticism, offer it constructively. Don't bash. Don't keep saying the same thing over. Don't bash every little detail and nitpick it. Be constructive and show some initiative. If you feel you can do better, go ahead and do it. I applaud you. Go and do it. It's not that easy. So that's what I have to say. That's my little bit of a rant. It's not part of the JQ Racing rant. I think we all should look at ourselves and say, what can we do to make RC better? What can we do to improve things in RC? How can we get new people in? We're all ambassadors for RC. And you know what? I know a lot of us do a great job of that, but we have to think bigger and get more people in. But anyway, guys, enough of me ranting about that. Like I said, thank you for listening to the podcast. We will be back with episode 26 next week. I can't believe we actually made it to episode 25. I never would have thought that would have happened, quarter of a century. Are we going to make it to 50? I think so. Thank you for the continued support. And hey, guys, wherever you guys are racing this weekend, have fun. Be the ambassador you want to be, the change you want to see in RC. And hey, don't forget, please try to support the fundraiser, the Packy Chip Hot Challenge by Lefty the Great. It's going to hurt, but it's worth it. Enjoy your racing, have fun, and hey, remember, nitro is the glory, but e-buggy pays the bills. And if you ain't having fun, it don't make sense doing it. Lefty out.
Thank you for listening to the No Name RC podcast. Please tune in next time for more fresh RC content. And if you can, please also support us on patreon.com/the Quay Grain. We will greatly appreciate it. And don't forget, nitro is the glory.